Okay, I think we're good. Think we're good. Think we're okay. Hello? Anyone? Anyone here? It says we're live. What's up, Johnny? How are you, man? Is there a delay? There's a delay. Hold on. Because I know, I think I'd put... No, it's not slow mode. Live chat. I don't see a stream delay. So I think we're good. Tristan, man, like, if we have the same late round picks, then we're gonna do well this season. That's all I'm getting out of that. Yeah, I don't see a delay, guys. Guys, everybody hit the like button right now before we stop. Guys, I know that you're trying to snipe the mock draft. What you guys actually don't know is that we're drafting off ESPN today. Hype works at Chipotle. Okay. What's up, Lost Ones? How are you? What's good, Johnny? Brian, what's up, man? J-Mac, Peter, all the boys are here. Like, I know you guys are trying to snipe the mock draft. I can see it. I can see it in your eyes. I can see it in your eyes. I've posted it in the Discord. First in our premium channel. Always first. So those of you that are subscribed to Patreon will get access to this draft first. Sorry, not sorry. And then I'll give it a couple minutes, and then we'll post in the... We're doing Yahoo, guys. I have to throw you guys off somehow. All right, I'm gonna post it in the regular chat now. It'll go under mock drafts. And there we go. Couple spots left. Starts in 2 minutes. Let me get OBS sorted here. Please hold. My window capture doesn't like to connect. That's great, but we're not on the right screen here. Wait, display capture should be there. I really don't want to use display capture though. Sorry guys, just let me get this sorted really quickly. What did we think of the setup that we had rocking beforehand, where you guys could see the draft board at the top? What did we think of that? We're going to start with the 12 team, and then we'll do a 14 team. What's up, Goose? Thoughts on Timo Meyer and Andrei Shostakov this year? I think a lot of people are sleeping on them. I think if you draft them according to their floor, they're good picks. It's kind of hard to draft those guys based off of upside now, simply because of, you know, they haven't really hit just yet. But all it takes is like 1 year of like Jack Hughes being healthy for Timo Meyer to be a 35 goal scorer again. No, we'll run 2 mocks tonight, Sin. Yeah, Mitchell, I was surprised too that Kent was going that low, but like, to be fair, like, he doesn't really do much from a peripheral standpoint. So, like, it's tough. It's like if he doesn't score at around a point a game clip, you're kind of like not really getting too much value. Because, like, in that case, you'd want like a Raquel, you'd want an Owen Tippett, you would want somebody that's going to give you like like I was looking at Jake DeBrusque too, like just guys that will get you like around 200 shots and 100 hits just to like cover your floor is like a really good late pick. Does Samson always pick first overall? Oh, Goose, who's your daddy? Okay. All right, guys. So we're gonna pick at 5 today, and I think picking at 5 is a really good spot this year. I think picking at 5 is a really good spot. You should get Makar. If for whatever reason you don't get Makar and you get like a Kucherov or even a Draisaitl, like you're kind of just laughing at that point. Is anybody in the chat in Division 3 Central? That's where I'm at this year after the worst possible year last year for me. Does Nines have a 70-point ceiling? There's a lot of scouts that are saying he's kind of tapped. I think he could live in the 65 to 70 point range yet. He's still pretty young. I just don't think, like, he's not like an elite playmaker or anything like that. Okay, let me try and get this sorted really quickly so that I can... How much time do I have? A minute? We can do that in a minute. Yeah, this is what I want. Kind of. I want you guys to be able to see the picks, but then like also see my team at the same time, you know? Or at least that's the goal. Can everyone see that visually in one way or another? I should really name these sources. I don't want display capture. And we're starting, which is fine because I already know who I'm picking first. Please hold. No, that's not it. This one. No, that's not it. It should be. Oh, I think I have to do this. All right, now it's completely chalked. Okay, let's just regular do it this time. Are we at me already? No. Okay. We're now at me. All right, so pick 5. You've got McDavid, McKinnon, Draisaitl, Cooch off the board, as you should. Pick here is Makar every time for me. I think anytime you get like a defenseman that can score 30 goals and get 95 points is kind of insane. So I'm going Makar. That's who I'm taking at 5. Pretty much every time. I'm not sure there's a circumstance where I'm not taking Makar. Apologies, guys. I'm going to try and fix this. Let me answer some questions. Nyes is coached with Marner gone. I don't think that's the case. The more I see the mocks go down, I really hope I get middle of the pack instead of late round. Picking at the end of the first is tricky this year. It's definitely not ideal. There we go. Except I'm cutting people off now. So Matthews at 6, pass to 7. That's fine. Rant at 8. I think I take Kaprizov over Rant just because the upside, but Rant is obviously much safer. Brady then goes at 10. That's a great pick. Quinn Hughes at 11. Like, Hype likes to, or Johnny, or whatever you want to go by, likes to do this thing where he goes back-to-back defensemen to start. I don't really agree with that, except this year's a little bit wonky, just with the end of the first. Kyle Connor into Darlene. That's a good start for Connor there. Alex then picks up Jack Hughes. Jack Hughes and Kirill Kaprizov is terrifying. I don't recommend that you do this ever under any draft. If you take Kaprizov first, don't go Jack Hughes, because on the chance, which is a relatively high chance at this point, that they both get injured, your entire season's fucked. Like, it's completely chalked. So now it's come back to me. And what we want to do is we want to take a really good player, because we went Makar first. So I can chill on defenseman for a little bit. So I think I like Philip Forsberg here. I like Panarin. And it's probably between those two. I think I want more goal upside. Let's go Panarin. I'll take Panarin. I also don't want to get handcuffed at center there early. So if we go back kind of to the draft board, like, I would have loved Eichel there. Dalton's now kind of handcuffed himself at center a little bit. We're now dipping into goaltenders, which is interesting. In FPPL settings, like, going goalies towards the end of the second round into the third round isn't a terrible idea. But McKinnon into Marner is fine. McDavid, Forsberg, Gensel, like, Samson is pretty dialed on the end of the turn there. Saw your late picks video. Do you really think there's a good chance Trocheck loses PP1? I think... I don't know, honestly. Like, it's not like it's a super high chance, but at the same time, I don't know if I would. I don't think there's a defenseman I would take here, because a lot of them are gone, but I am going to go upside again, and I want somebody that can score. Actually, Sam Reinhart's right there. He's probably a lot safer than Tage, so let me grab Sam. Also, dual position eligible. I was looking at Tage there. I don't think Tage is a terrible option at that pick. Braden Point was also there. Reinhardt gives me a little flexibility still. I can throw him on right wing if I need to. I'm not handcuffing myself at center by taking a center super early in Braden Point. I probably like Point a little bit more than Reinhardt in that range. But I was looking at Tage. There was a couple other guys I was considering. It's funny that these guys are available because you guys aren't looking at the queue, but let's go back. So Dalton's now gone Matthews, Eichel, Tage doesn't have a defenseman. Ram's gone Pasta, Werenski, Point. I like the Point play after Werenski because it's a little bit safer. Starting with the cards, your D1 will be a blessing in rounds 2 and 3. Exactly. Yeah. This is the benefit you get to being at the 5 pick. Like, you get the opportunity to grab some really good forwards. Matthews over Dry. Dry is so safe, Tony. Yahoo amateur mocks are ruining my expectation. Yeah, Barks, it's so hard to draft just in, like, casual mock drafts like that, simply because of the fact that, like, you got guys that aren't actually taking it seriously, or they're drafting in a completely different format. Like, at least I know this way, like, a lot of the guys in this draft more or less are operating on, like, an FPPL format. Like, what is happening here? Like this would never happen in a draft, guys, just so we're clear. I don't know what Johnny's doing. He might be trolling, which kind of ruins it. And, like, this is what I'm worried about. Like, I saw it a bit in Mike's draft towards the end, when he did his second 14-team mock. Like, people just kind of stopped taking it seriously. So, yeah, he's now taking 4 defensemen. So I think, like, at this point, I would... Like, I don't know. Like, he's just kind of trolling at this point, which kind of ruins it for everybody else. Unfortunately, it doesn't make it realistic. So apologies for that. Xavier, hey, love the content. I'm going to keep her with Bangers League. Would you keep Makachuk over Marner even with the injury? Depends. If you can keep him forever, Xavier, yes. If you're really trying to win this year and you, like... I think Matthew Tkachuk is, like, probably a top 10 player. I don't think Marner would be a top 10 player in a keeper Bangers League. So I'd probably keep Matty Tkachuk. Brett on the way back. Yeah, I think he's just trolling. You would never do this in an actual competitive league. Like, if there was $100 on the line, like, you're just not doing that. So it's back to me. Who do I like here? I love Matt Boldy in this spot. Bedard is there as well. You've got Kempe, Hagel, Wyatt, Nietzsche are still really good players. Lucas Raymond later on. Looking at just the way the defensemen have gone, I love Thomas Harley this year, guys. Like, I can't get enough of Thomas Harley. Like, in my opinion, you should be taking Thomas Harley before Theodore, probably before, in the same range as, like, Fox. I'm taking him before Jake. Him and Sanderson are very comparable as well, too. I think Uyghur and Seider are kind of dropping a little bit for me, especially with the rumor that Erik Karlsson could be traded to Detroit. If he gets traded to Detroit, it really hurts Seider's value because then he just loses that power play one spot. And if you're high on Perek like I am, I'm probably not getting to Mackenzie Weegar this year. But I think like Harley is still in that tier range of like Adam Fox, Sanderson, even like Lane Hudson for me. Like I would still, like, you could draft Harley as like a very high end D2. I was looking at Boldy. Who has a higher ceiling? Boldy, Hagel, Bratt? I think Bratt probably has the highest ceiling. Boldy's close. I love pick 12 this year, but it seems so chalked. Probably go Quinn Hughes and grab a top D. And then, yeah, like Mitchell, it'll depend on your draft. Yeah, Yahoo's like standard scoring isn't very good. How about Morrissey and Hudson? Harley, Seider, Weegar, Theodore are all at risk of not being PP1. I think Harley's an absolute lock for PP1 this year. Theodore will also be PP1 unless he gets injured. All right, so at this point, I have two really good D and two forwards, so we're probably looking forwards here. I think this is okay of a range to take Bedard. He's not the safest pick, but I would consider him here. I want somebody that still has like goal scoring upside. So I'm looking at guys like Wyatt Johnson. I'm looking at guys like Nietzsche. Nietzsche to me probably has the highest ceiling. And if he plays with McKinnon the full year, I really like him a lot. Like he could honestly explode. He showed that he could be well over a point a game player. So I'm very fine with taking Nietzsche there. No concerns at all. He's dual eligible on top of that. So I'm now hunting for like goal upside. Even though Nietzsche probably doesn't have the most like goal upside out of the guys that I kind of just said in that range, his point ceiling is very, very high. So I'm totally good with taking him there. I'm not trolling. I want to test the strategy in competitive mocks to see if it's worth, because there's usually good forwards late. Yeah, but like you would never take 4 defensemen in a row. Like, you're not doing this in FPPL D1. Especially, like, taking Seider. So. Regardless. If you were 6 or 7 in the first round and took a high-end forward, who's the D-man that you would take at the turn if Hughes, Makar, and Werenski are gone? If Hughes, Makar, Werenski are gone, you're taking Rasmus Dahlin and you're laughing. If Dahlin's gone, I would probably take another forward and wait and see if I could get a Sanderson or a Harley with your next pick. Why do you think Tuck is going so late in drafts? Buffalo's awful, and he probably doesn't play first line because Kulich will be center. So Tage will be first line right wing. Would you keep Harley over Hudson? In a keeper? No. No, I still think I'd take Lane Hudson. Thinking Dorofeev loses his spot on the top power play 1 if Theodore's a lock? No, like Theodore's the defenseman on power play 1, Taco. Like, it'll be Eichel, Dorofeev, Stone, Marner, Theodore. To be fair, Mike took Seider in the 3rd or 4th round before. Yeah, like you can take him there. I'm saying if Erik Karlsson gets traded to Detroit, Seider loses out on a ton of value. And if you're going, like, say hypothetically, you're going 4 defensemen in a row, you want guys with like the most upside. And Seider is a floor pick. Like, the reason why you take Cider at round 3-4 is if you've missed out on the high end D and you need just a guy that's going to get you like a solid amount of points. Like, he doesn't have a very high ceiling. So if I'm taking 4 defensemen, I want 4 guys that could get me as many points as possible. At least that's the way that I would think about it. Where are you drafting Demidov? I like him at his ADP. It kind of depends on where you go. Like, why there's guys that like should not be here. Who else do we like? Like those guys, we love that guy. All right, so same thing. The fact that Wyatt Johnson's still here is ridiculous. I want everything to do with him this year. I think he could legitimately be the first line center. I'm also was considering Barkov here, but I think Wyatt's a safer pick in this circumstance. And I still want some goal scoring upside. So I love Wyatt this year. Like if he slots in between J-Rob and Rantanen, he could absolutely have a monster season. And at the worst case, he's going to play with one of those guys. Nietzsche's over Cole for goals. No, I took Nietzsche's because of the point ceiling goose. Like if he plays with McKinnon the whole year, I like his upside more than I like Caulfield. Caulfield will definitely score more. You like Dahlin over Werenski Bouchard this year? Yes. Bouchard's close. Bouchard, I feel much safer about because of the fact that... do we have auto drafters in this draft? What's happening here? Why do we have people auto drafting? Bouchard's close just because of the upside that he brings. And Dahlin saw a higher point total, but his peripherals dropped off. And I think he could go back to like the year before where he's just more peripheral base. All right, so unfortunately, people are auto drafting. But in this circumstance, again, I'm fine on defenseman. I have Makar Harley. If I go to D, there's not really anything that I love. I could go Mac here. And then I can just completely punt defenseman. But there's nothing that I really love in this spot. So I think Michkov is a really high upside player. There's definitely safer picks available in that range. Like... this would be the range where I'd consider guys like Robert Thomas, John Tavares, Nico Hischier, especially because I don't still technically have a center. But now looking at my team, I'm jammed at right wing. So even though Reinhardt and Wyatt are flexible, Nietzsche and Michkov are going to take up those 2 primary right wing spots. So we're now looking to kind of get away from right wing. We're not at the point of like where we're only like not like if like for example like you know if he probably goes in the next little bit and I don't think I get to him, but if Gunther goes next or within the next before my next pick, fine. But if he's there by my next pick, I'd probably take Dylan Gunther. I think they rage quit after 4 D-men. Yeah, that's I would probably do the same thing if I wasn't on stream right now. Why Harley is he going to take PP1? He's been the power play 1 defenseman, guys. He's been the power play 1 defenseman in the most pressure cooker situations in the middle of the playoffs. He has been the power play 1 guy. He was the power play 1 guy in playoffs last year. I don't think Heiskanen will be that guy. So if you have a guy that could score 15 goals without being on power play 1 for the full year, then go to power play 1 for the full year, I think he's got like 60, maybe even 70 point upside. Can only keep 3. Who's cut? Quinn Hughes, Fox, Jarvis, or Gustafson? I'm keeping Quinn Hughes. I'm keeping Seth Jarvis, and I'll probably keep Gustafson. It's between Gustafson and Fox as your last keeper. Whatever you want between the two of them. In a lot of leagues, to even things out, they have started the 3rd round with team 12, then shaking it again from there. Oh, you're saying that like they like go into like a snake? Interesting. Werenski's health worries me. Feel safer with Dahlin? Yeah, for sure. Chris, this mock is barbecued auto drafters and dudes taking 4 straight D-man. I fear that might be the case. I'm still going to kind of walk through as if I would be drafting in this situation because I think like the decision making is still there. So hopefully you guys get some value out of this. How do you like taking Panarin in round 16 salary cap league with IRL contracts? I've never played in a salary cap league in my entire life. Never, not once. It would be fun to do, but I think it would have, like, just the drafts would take so long because people are like bidding on players, right? You value Michkov over Genther? I think he has a higher ceiling, yes. Like, Dylan Genther could score 40 goals next year, but Michkov could get like 35 points and be like around a point a game. Michkov also has a really good shot volume. So I think just like talent-wise, he's better. Okay, in this situation, we could look and see if there's any value at goalie. Like Aiden Hill is right there, Jacob Markstrom. So maybe we can wait on goalie. Is there a defenseman that we really like in this range? McAvoy's still here. Ghost is still here on that top power play unit. Let's go Mac. I don't really get to a lot of McAvoy in my drafts. Like, he doesn't really do a lot in terms of like, yes, he's a power play 1D, but he doesn't really get a lot of power play points. But I think he'll be healthy going to next season. I think Boston should be better. He plays with David Pastrnak. The peripherals are really good across the board. So I've got 2 like high-end power play 1D in Makar and Harley. So I don't mind Mac there. Like, I was looking at Jackson Lacombe. I was looking at Parekh, but Parek's obviously a little bit risky there. Ghost was a good pick as well. And then you've got, like, you're into, like, the Buium range. So Mac feels like kind of the best, like, floor play available for me there, which is why I decided to go with him. So we're pretty much fine on defense now. We do need to be mindful of our positions. So let's start looking at that. Left wing, I love Carter Verhaeghe. You're getting him at a discount this year. There's still a lot of really good centermen. Can we look at left wings? Quinton Byfield. We like Cutter, Tippett. Laugh was in our video. Anything ADP wise? Oh my gosh, that guy's there. Might be Dylan Holloway, guys. Unless we can, I think. Oh, we're just jammed with this ADP right now. Dorofeev. Don't hate it. I don't love it though. This is where we take Adam Fantilli, guys. Am I taking him over Tavares this year? Yeah. Yeah, I think I am. I truly believe that this guy could, I think that guy could honestly go nuclear. And I like the goal. Like, he hits arguably like just as much as Tavares and Jeek, but I think the goal upside and like the talent should be there. Did an NBA auction draft last year. It took 5 hours. Yeah, dude. Like, I want nothing to do with a 5-hour draft. We're doing a slow draft, so you get 8 hours to make a pick. Lots of interesting pick. I kind of like the slow draft idea. I've never done that either. I'd be totally down for that. I find it would be pretty annoying though. Slow drafts annoy me too. You always have people taking up the whole 8 hours. Yeah. I'm all in on Keller and Gunther this year. Love Utah's off schedule night as well. Yeah, Mitchell, it's a good shout. They're good. Where's Demidov going in mocks? I like him. Like, okay, so I know everyone is hyped about him. Everyone saw him lighting up like the prospect games and just absolutely going nuts. Like, it's good for us because people are gonna reach on this guy. But I would take him probably around his 8. Like, you want to draft him as if he's going to be like a 65-point player. And I don't think I would reach on him because he is going to be a second-line right winger. I think they keep that top line together. There's going to be instances where he jumps onto that top line with Suzuki and Caulfield, and he's going to play power play 1. But just let other people kind of like jump at him a little bit. And then if he's in around that 65-point range, then I think we're fine. At least that's kind of like where I'm hoping to get him at. Let's look at goalies. We haven't got a goalie yet. Logan Thompson's here. Markstrom, we love. Aiden Hill's there. Stolars. Oh, Markstrom just went. How late did Petty go? We'll look in a second. I'll see if I can find him. I'm going to guess around like round 5. Hagel, Raymond, Patterson, round 6. Tavares May in the Natural C. Yeah, you can get him super late. Fantilli has 70-point upside, really good periffs. Exactly. Like, I think he can score 35 goals. He's being hyped simply because he plays for Montreal. It's possible. Like, you just see that a lot of the time. Okay, Stolars or Logan Thompson? Probably Logan Thompson, because I think Wool does start half the time. I don't think I'm going Olmark here. Like, they could win the Presidents again, no? Is anyone, like, completely off of Washington? Anyone not like the Caps this year? For a keeper league, I don't mind Demidov around 4 or 5. In a keeper league, it's completely different. Just so we're clear, like, Demidov could literally be Kucherov in, like, 3 years. Morrissey or Fox? I'm taking Morrissey. He just plays on a better power play. Do you like waiting on a goalie in a 1-goalie slot league? In a 1-goalie slot league, I'm probably taking a goalie in my first 3 rounds. Like, you want a high-volume starter. If there's only 1 slot, yeah. Yeah, for sure. My drafts this day, who do I draft at 4? Nikita Kucherov. Nikita Kucherov. If Kuch isn't there for whatever, and he goes 3, that means you take Draisaitl and you laugh. All right. We love Dylan Holloway this year. Top 6 role. Ton of shot and hit volume. I need a left winger. It's a no-brainer pick. Could score like 25 goals again. Yeah. Yeah, I love this. Love that pick. Very happy with that. Who else we got? We're going to pin Cooley. We like Raquel. Kent, my boy. All of a sudden, he has an ADP, guys. What's happening? Did everyone go into a mock and just suddenly draft Kent Johnson? Why does he have an ADP now? Same with Casper. Washington is full of regression. I did see that, like, I think I mentioned it in a video, actually, like, almost all of their top 6 forwards had a career year in shooting percentage. Blackwood on day-to-day at the moment hasn't hit the ice yet. Might be concerning. Something to keep an eye on. Is Saros a real steal at his ADP? Yes. Yes, he absolutely is. I would take Makar, Matthews, or Dry at 4. I think I just lean Kucherov because of the consistency. Out of the Buium, Nikishin, and Parekh, what order would you pick them? Buium number 1, Parekh 2, Nikishin 3. I don't think Nikishin gets power play 1 time. And if Parekh makes the team, I'll say it. I'm going to say it all year, guys. If Zane Parekh makes the team out of camp, he's the power play 1 defenseman in Calgary. JFresh model has the Caps back at 90 points. Yeah, like I could see a little bit of drop off, but I don't think they're going to be like a wild card team. You high on Saros this year? I'm high on Saros' ADP. Does that make sense? It's like I love him at his range, but I'm not like reaching on him. He's going to play a ton of games. He should get you a ton of saves. I'm not confident that the Nashville's tricky. Do I think they're going to be as bad as last year? No. But do I think they're going to be good? No. Is it worth taking 2 high-end goalies in the first 4 to 5 rounds? Seems like you guys who do on mock drafts always have the highest ranking at the end. Yeah, it's because like Yahoo will like, don't ever trust this. Don't ever trust a single Yahoo ranking in your entire life. Just for reference. You can get good goaltending later in your draft, so that's typically what we try to do. And you'll see it consistently across the board. I think someone stole the player I was going to take. No, we're good. Uyghur is still an awesome pick for a D2, goes under the radar surprise. Uyghur's incredible, don't get me wrong. I just don't know if I have the confidence to take him as my D1 now. Because Parekh is a threat. My player gets sniped? We're going to go Cutter Goche. I was looking at some of his rate stats, guys. I mean, like 190 shots in year 1. Close to a hit a game. Close to a point a game in his last 30. Saros is good for volume, not wins. Exactly. Why the disrespect for Ghost? His ADP is crazy. I don't think I have disrespect on Ghost at all. I don't think he's a bad player at all. So I still could technically grab a center here. We do have a spot. Fantilli's my only center. And I think we're now going to go Sam Bennett and we're going to laugh. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to take Sam Bennett here. Weir has been dropping pretty late. He's an excellent second D. Yeah. In catch leagues, like, he's a stud. Don't get me wrong. Fantastic player. How do we feel about Evander Kane this season? His hits were way up last year. He's too risky of a pick. Like, maybe in your last couple rounds of your draft, you could snag him if you're really high on him. I just don't think he provides a lot of upside, and he gets hurt a ton. So if it's between Harley and Uyghur, you're taking Harley? Yes. Yep. Because if, like, guys, let's do some investigative work here. Hold on. If we go to Mackenzie Uyghur and we see 52 power play points if we see 52 points and we see 47 points, and we go over to the power play section here, and we see, okay, he had 15 there and he had 21 last year. Take half of those points away. He's now a 42-point defenseman. He's now a 37-point defenseman. This is also an outlier year because he scored 20 goals as a defenseman for some reason. The peripherals are great. Take away half the power play points from Uyghur and he's like a 30-point defenseman. And are you telling me you're taking a 30-point defenseman where if you go to a guy like Thomas Harley, who's had back-to-back years of 15 goals, and then you look at the playoffs and you see 14 points in 18 games, playing 26 minutes a night, which is absurd, by the way, at the age of 23 on a Dallas power play that just got Mikko Rantanen full-time, who's had back-to-back years of basically 50 points at the age of 22 and 23. Like, do you see what I'm saying? Does that make sense? At least that's my opinion. I'm not saying I'm right, but that's kind of the direction that I'm leading. I'm not trying to like spew propaganda because, again, I don't want people to think that like Uyghur's a terrible pick, because he's not, because he gets you such a great floor. 12-man league, you're picking 11th. Would you take Eichel and Marner back to back? Probably not. If I take Eichel, if I'm pick 11, I want upside. The range of players, we'll do a 14 team after this, and I'll do like pick 10 or pick 11. How's that? Because I think it's probably some of the hardest spots to pick from. All my sleepers are going now. No, not you're good, Lucy. I didn't mean like disrespect to me. Like I'm just saying like I don't have any disrespect towards Ghost at all. Who's left on my pin? I've got 3 picks left. I need a defenseman. Who's left? Matthew Schaefer? Or do I want to go safe? Let's take Schaefer. The safe pick is definitely Shabbat there. But that doesn't mean we need to go safe with our... I also need a goalie. Oh my god, dude. Why are there so many goalies here? Depending on how many teams in your draft, I'm high on Snuggerud as a nice step pick. Yeah, he's a good pick, J-Mac. Which round are you taking Seth Jones? I love him around his ADP. You might be able to reach on him, actually. You're late on Harley, bro. I was all over him last year, and he was amazing. Yeah, Sean, like I had him in a couple leagues too. I'm saying like there's another step to him because he'll be full-time power play 1 this year. What's your take on Cole Perfetti, and why do you think his floor/ceiling? What do you think his floor/ceiling could be? I think it's Perfetti's a little bit weird for me. I know that some of the other guys might be a little higher on him. It's like great, like you removed Ehlers from the equation, but now like if you look at who he's playing with at 5-on-5, I love that I got Carl Vamelka here. Like he's good, but he also like loses out on a ton of like upside with who he's playing with. Because I don't think they break up that top line. Jonathan Taves is a big question mark. And then you have like Nyquist. So it's like, who on this line actually like excites me that Perfetti's going to play with full time? So I think his floor is more or less what we saw last year. But I don't think the ceiling is as high as people think. He should be power play 1 though, which will be great for him. And at his ADP, like I think he's a great pick. Like he's a good sleeper pick. I just don't think I'm as high on him because like the guys that he's playing with at 5-on-5 for the majority of the time, they kind of scare me a little bit. Now, if he gets bumped to the top line and plays with Connor and Scheifele, then he's going to the moon. But we know that Velarde's kind of got that spot locked up. I don't like stacks when it's your first 2 picks. Yeah, I think it depends on the stacks. Like, I don't look for stacking players early on in redraft leagues. But, like, would I go Kucherov in a point? Sure. Yeah, you're saying now floor, Sider, and Uyghur are steady but no upside. Yeah, Caleb, it's more so the circumstance of, like, if Uyghur loses that power play 1 role, then it's tough. And that's my only argument. It's like you could draft him according to being the power play 1 defenseman, and then if Parekh makes the team, then you're just kind of cooked. In this circumstance, I probably need a defenseman if Schaefer goes back to junior. Broberg? Oh, Klingberg's here. Perfect. Klingberg's another sneaky pick, guys. If you need like desperately like another power play 1 defenseman, like he'll probably be power play 1 in San Jose. I think if you're after pick 8, you should be taking an elite defenseman, Hughes, Werenski, etc. Pick 8, no. I would say maybe pick 11, pick 12. Montemore still available is insane. Yeah, we had 2 auto drafters and whatever. Let's look at my team. I don't think, like, I won't review, we'll do another draft. I won't review teams. Sorry, let me take it out. Let me skim through some teams here because I am curious as to what happened with hype here. Samson, I've seen him do this a lot where he goes McDavid into Forsberg and Gensel. And if you take McDavid, like he's done this thing where he just hits high-end forwards and then he kind of gets his defensemen and goalies later on, like in these mid-rounds. I think you need one defenseman in this range. Crosby at round 5 is insane value. Like I would have taken a defenseman here. Who would I have taken instead of Aho? You've got Dobson, Carlson, Montour, Luke Hughes, I would have taken McAvoy in that spot. Or a Ghost. Like some type of power play 1D instead of here. And I think like if you just replace, because like Aho is fine. Like it's not a bad pick there. But the difference is like you've now gone 4 elite forwards and a guy that shouldn't be going in round 5. Even Morgan Riley in that spot, to then like you can still run the same pattern, but then like the difference is like here, like you're getting like Will Smith. Or here you're getting like Sam Bennett instead of Rinzel, who might not even be the power play 1D. Are we feeling Buiam is the guy Minty? Faber has it. No, it'll be Buiam. It'll be Buiam 100%. How do you think Utah will be? They'll take a big step. Seth Jones around 4 or 5 isn't crazy. Nope, that's fine. Thompson's ADP is high because people. Yep. Perfetti played pretty well with Ehlers injured. Actually, I had him all of last year. Oh, really? Okay, Luke, that's good insight. Previously stacking Matthews and Marner was nice. Yep. Is there any chance Stone plays? I'd probably want Stone over Evander Kane. Would go to war with this team any day of the week in FPPL, yeah. I'll look at Johnny's team. Again, if I make the conscious decision that I'm going 4 defensemen in a row, I want as much point upside as possible, so I'm probably not taking Sider here. Like, give me Harley, and then at the turn, Sanderson. Or even Yossi. Like, maybe, I actually, like, kind of love that if you go Yossi there. Yeah, like Yossi into Lane Hudson, maybe, or you take Lane Hudson first and then you go Yossi. Either one of these 3, like 2 of these 3, like whether it's Yossi, Sanderson, Hudson, Harley, I would rather over Sider because I'm trying to get as much upside as possible. But Dart as your first pick sucks. I'll be honest. I love him. I believe in the talent. I think he's taking a step this year. On the chance that he doesn't, you've cooked yourself. Like, you need to go safe. Like, I would rather Elias Pettersson. I would probably look at like a DeBrincat. Ehlers I really like this year. Wyatt, Jarvis. Like, I understand the vision. You're thinking like just pure upside, but I would want to go safe. At least with the first one. Love Lucas Raymond here, but again, I'd probably take Pettersson just because the peripherals, it's close. Svatch is fine. Nyes is fine. Sorokin, I'm not taking in that spot. Again, you need more forwards. Jeek's good in that range. Demidov's upside. Zib, I guess you're like taking a shot on Kent, Gabe, Gibson. Yeah. Like, I'd probably want Markstrom over Sorokin. It's close. I just don't like you're so far behind because you have 2 high-end D, but then like, because if it's a points league, right, then it's like cumulative stats. It's not like defensemen have like their own point, right? Versus like a guy that goes like Matthews, Eichel, Tage into Theodore Chikrin. Like, yeah, your 2D are significantly better, but then like his 3 forwards are like 3 to 4 rounds better than what you're getting. AJ, and compare with Ram. I won't compare teams, guys. We've got 5 minutes left, anyways. Which one are you though, AJ? Oh, you're here. McKinnon's great. You got him at 2. Marner's fine. J-Rob's good there. I probably go. I actually don't like J-Rob here. I would take Sam Reinhart before him for sure, or Tage Thompson. They're both dual eligible. They don't handcuff you. Even like JT Miller. Matt Boldy's fine in that range. Sergachev's a great D1. Like, he's a serviceable D1. Sergachev into Riley. Not thrilled about the Larkin pick here, but it's safe. I think I would rather go Ehlers or grab somebody like a Timo Meier. And then you go EK, which is fine. Like, if that's, you know, your guy. Parekh. You probably need another defenseman in here if on the off chance that Parekh doesn't make the team. J-Rob is dual, yeah. I'm really big on Braden Point. He's so safe, Luke. I love him. He's kind of underrated. If you're starting with 4 D-men, you want forwards to safe floors, pretty much. Or you're just punting at like high-end upside guys, in which case like you just lose in general, because if half those don't hit, then you're screwed. Can we do a 12-man? Yeah, we might do a 14 or a 12. Let me see. Let me see. I'll do a 12. Maybe. Yes. Let's do that. Okay, this one will just go into, guys, again, if you were in the previous mock, I would appreciate it if you didn't join this one. Just to get some variety here. And use this, guys, even though you like aren't participating in the mock, use this time to like think about considerations and different things like that. Actually, let's do this one. All right, posted the link in Discord. So we're going to go from pick 11. We're going to go from pick 11. Had my first fantasy hockey draft in 15 days with some friends. None of us have watched hockey at all. I'm taking notes. That's so awesome, Adam. That's actually so sick. Can you send me a DM after and show me your team once it's done? Like, send me a DM on Discord if you have it. I'd love to see that. That's super cool, man. Did we? Okay, yeah. Sorry, guys. Oh no, it's still here. Okay, I'll keep reviewing teams in the meantime. While this drops. Ram, you wanted one. Let me look at yours. Pasta, love that at 7. Like, that's fine. I would argue taking Kaprizov here because of the upside, but I think Pasta's the much safer pick, so I'm okay with it. He's also right wing. Werenski is good. I think if you see 3-4 defensemen go before you, and Zach Werenski's sitting there, totally good with taking Werenski. In the circumstance that it's like you see Quinn Hughes go off the board, then you probably get like a Bouchard or a Dahlin in this range, and then you get to pick between Bouchard and Dahlin as your next. Like, I'm totally good with taking a D there. Point's a great pick. Stutzel's a great pick. Ovi is what he is at this point. I probably want to take another defenseman at this point. On the off chance that Werenski gets injured, you could be kind of in a tough situation. So at this point, you're looking at a Seth Jones. You're looking at a Sergachev if he's there, which he wasn't. So Seth Jones is fine in round 5. I'm not getting to a lot of Ovi this year, or at least go like Caulfield, who pretty much does the same thing. Seth Jarvis, I love this year. Zach Hyman, I love this year. Montour, I would go McAvoy over Montour just because you know he's a guaranteed power play 1D. Nikishin's fine at that range, and then Hill and Demko are great goalies to pick there. Paterka's great, and then Perfetti Smith. Yeah. Unfortunately, it did just wrap. So we are going to go into our draft here, though. Barks, you got in. Nice, man. Cody, what's up, man? Welcome. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Barks. Like, let's leave a like in the stream, guys. Maybe if you guys are lucky, I'll do a third draft. Yeah, Samson's in D1 this year, guys. Like, he's solid across the board every time. Like, I don't think I've ever seen really a draft out of Samson where I'm like, I hate it. It's normal. But again, the only time I've ever seen him draft is when he gets pick 1. So I don't know if you could draft from the 11 spot, and you don't know where you draft until like an hour beforehand for FPPL. So I don't know. Oh, that's funny. You're 6th, you're 8th. You missed this one, Luke. Unfortunate, but please do 3. Third draft. Oh, you guys are saying 3rd. I thought you guys wanted me to draft 3rd overall. Like, I'm sorry, guys. I'm 11. My voice is going. Boomer, glad to have you, man. Happy that you're enjoying these. Are we running any polls? Is anyone in chat from the FP team right now? Don, Noah, someone, anyone, Mike? Guys, we have 137 concurrent viewers and 30 likes. Just take 20 seconds and leave a like for me really quickly. Not even. It takes you like 5 seconds. Just click the thumbs up here. And if you're interested in more fantasy hockey content, hit that subscribe button. We've got basically another full... What day is it? The 15th? We've got another full 2 weeks, Monday to Friday, all fantasy hockey content every single day on the channel. Hit that subscribe button. We'll see how my voice is, just because I've been talking for like pretty much an hour straight now. So what makes me nervous? I don't know where I'm drafting in D1 and it's killing me. Yeah, but like that's this, guys, it's meant to be fun. If you've made it to D1, you're at the top, right? Like it's a true test of skill at this point, right? Oh, maybe that's what I'll do. That's why you do 100 mocks to practice. Like casually mock drafting is tough though, because I do that for fantasy football all the time. Like I simmed probably like 20 mocks on Sleeper in terms of like who I thought could be available, and it went absolutely nothing like what my actual draft went. So it is tough in that sense. But the idea of this and why we do mock draft Mondays is so that we can talk through. Guys, we're looking at grabbing some of the Apples and Genos guys to get on to the next mock, like on Monday potentially, which will be really exciting, which will make it even more competitive because you've got like some high-end fantasy hockey guys in there as well. And Nate and the boys are always good. Like, so fun with Blake too. Like, haven't been on a show in a while, but Nate and I did one early in the offseason just talking about strategy. And those concepts like still apply. So definitely check out some of their content. But and then we've got the Creators League later too, right? Like it's full on fantasy season at this point. Guys, I'm seeing Mikko Rantanen. Why am I seeing Mikko Rantanen? Thank you, Peter. Thank you. Okay. This is a situation that you find yourself in a lot of the time at pick 11. You really just have to find any type of upside. Like, I am hammering Jack Hughes here 11 out of 10 times because of the upside that he brings. I'm like, okay, everybody in front of me at this point has had a better pick. Rantanen, 95 to 100 points. Like Brady, like it's just a freak in the peripheral department. Kaprizov could be like a heart winner. You've got Matthews who could score 60. You've got Pasta who's 105 point floor. You've got Cooch who's 120 point floor. You've got McCarr who's the best defenseman by far. McKinnon, Draisaitl, it's like you need to bet on a high end guy or a guy that you think is going to get you around that 100 point mark and 40 plus goals for you to be competitive at the 11th spot. So now what we do is, because we take Jack Hughes first, we want to go super safe. I'm looking at William Nylander here, dual eligible, right wing, really high shot volume, has scored 40 goals in his sleep the last 4 years. I think he's going to play a bigger role in Toronto this year with the Mitch Marner kind of taking off. I would also consider Kyle Connor in this spot, or we go Quinn Hughes. But I think I want to try forward. I would seriously consider Quinn Hughes at that spot, but I want to try and go forward and just see how the rest of my draft pans out. So now I know I have a guy that could be over 100 points with a really high shot volume, and I have a guy that's a very safe, like 90 plus point player with a very high shot volume and 40 goal upside. So I'm feeling really good about my 11th spot now all of a sudden. The worry now moving forward is that we need to obviously grab some defensemen, because I feel like a lot of them are going to go at this point, right? This is how I would play the 11th spot. So let's see what happens. Peter's probably thrilled that he just got Quinn Hughes at the turn after going Mikko Rantanen. Big Beast decides to go Dahlin into Mitch Marner. That's totally fine. Everywhere, like the first 4 or first 5 is fine. Matthews at 6 is fine. Past the 7, 8. Forsberg into Kaprizov is great. Again, when you grab a risky player like a Kaprizov, like a Jack Hughes in your first round, you want to go safe with your second round. Philip Forsberg is a great pick there. I do mocks in private leagues to practice with experience and then delete them. That's really good. I didn't even think about doing that. What round do you see Demidov going? I like him at his ADP, Cade. I'm not reaching on him because I think there's just way too much hype around him, and he'll probably end up being like a 65-point player. My 14-team, 10-keeper banger league does not do a snake. You keep 10 players in that league? That's insane. Lots of good forward late value, like Marge, KJ. Yeah. What? My draft is 16 teams. We don't know our picks until about 5 minutes before we draft. That's hilarious. Quinn 15th, LOL. I'd take Quinn. What pick in general are you grabbing your first goalie? I like it. It depends, Adam, on the state of your draft. Like if you see goalies go a lot within the first 4 rounds, like the Helly, Otter, Vasi, Igor, a lot of these guys are gone early on. Chances are you'll be able to grab a decent one in round 6 or 7. But it's never a priority for me. So watch in this draft where I take one for reference, because it'll be dependent on who's available. 6 overall did the exact same picks I did at 6 in the last draft. Matthews and Eichel, yep. I hate the 12 spot this year. If Jack Hughes goes at 11, there's no one elite left. At that point, you take Quinn Hughes, though. I think if there's one spot that you could go early defenseman, would be pick 12. Because then you go Quinn Hughes into a Dahlin or Quinn Hughes into a Bouchard, and then you hammer forwards for 8 rounds. Keeper league should never be snake IMO. I agree. Who would be a better keeper, Gensel, Bratt, or Blackwood? I think it would be Bratt for me. I think it's Bratt. I think Bratt poses the most upside. We also haven't seen Bratt play a full year with Quinn Hughes yet. Gensel is the safer pick because he scores 40. Bratt probably doesn't score 40, but Bratt could get you 95 points. Are you drafting or avoiding Matt Barzal this year? No, I'm actually not. Like, I'm kind of looking for him in drafts. I just haven't been able to get to a lot of him. Like, at his ADP, like, I'm not thrilled. Or at least, like, people are reaching on him, kind of. It doesn't make sense, really. Vander Kane at Cooley. Least counts hits and blocks, but not weighted super heavy. I'd go Cooley. Cooley will play top 6. Vander Kane won't. All right, so we're swinging back around. We've obviously seen a lot of defensemen go, like Hedman, Morrissey, Fox, Sider. Vasi and Otter are still here, though. And I kind of have a psychotic idea in my brain. I don't know how I feel about this. But depending on who's available at defense. I probably can't wait, eh? Roman Yossi. Okay. I was actually going to consider him at that spot. It's really hard to pass on a guy like Timmy Stu right now. Especially because so many defensemen just went. Crosby's also there at that point. I think I'm going Tim. Which handcuffs me even more because now I don't have it. I was considering going goalie. And I think I'm seriously considering taking a goaltender at the turn here. The problem is that would seriously handcuff me at defenseman, which we don't want to do. But it's kind of just like the way that this draft is unfolded. Okay, so Vasilevsky just went. So now I'm less inclined to take a goalie. Who should I put at 5 in a Cats league? Makar. Noah Dobson is not the pick I would have taken there. I do think we need to... Oh, Crosby's right there. Got to go against my better judgment, and we need to grab a defenseman here. I think Lane Hudson could be the play. You know what? Let's go Uyghur. And completely contradict myself based off of everything that I just said. But Chris, why did you take Mackenzie Weegar? Well, guys, because I'm going to try and get him and Parekh. And then at that point, you know, whatever circumstance happens, like Peter's now gone 3 defensemen in a row, which has really upset me. At that point, whatever happens, happens. It's not a great pick. I just didn't want to pull the trigger on... Maybe it was Lane. Yeah, on the game, like I'm taking a gamble here, obviously, and thinking that like if you decide to draft Mackenzie Weegar, you're basically saying like Parekh isn't gonna be on the team full time, and in which case, like I'm ahead now. I got really good value at Timmy, and we're just assuming at this point that Parekh isn't gonna make the team. We might try and get him later in the draft just to kind of like handcuff ourselves a little bit. I was really considering Harley as well, but let's run with this just for variety's sake. Let's actually run a poll. Let's run a poll right now. Let's do this. Which D would you rather? Let's do Uyghur. And this will tell me how many people think Parekh is the power play 1D or not. Let's do Hudson. Let's do Sanderson. And Harley. Bang, right there. What underrated goalies you like this year? I like the best value goalie that I've seemed to be able to get a lot of has been Carvel Melka. I think Arizona should be actually like a good team this year. In 2 years from now, who of these three players will be a first round worthy pick, if any? Michkov, Fantilli, Cooley. In fantasy, probably Michkov and Fantilli will both be. Person FPPL D1 took 4 D-man with his first 4 picks, and he's still in D1. How do you feel about Gensel, Panarin for pick 12 or 212 and 3.1? That's fine. Those are two very safe players. I'm probably wanting JT Miller in that spot instead of Gensel. Because you went like point heavy with Panarin, and Miller would give you a better floor with the peripherals that he has. Or you take a defenseman. Three great 4 picks to start. I agree, Mitch. I'm happy. Like, if I'm in FPPL right now, I'm thrilled. Not thrilled that I have Uyghur, but it looks... Oh, Harley, literally... I'm spewing propaganda, guys. Sean fully believed me. And Connor Bedard just went. So who do we got? Is there anybody here that shouldn't be here? Ask yourself that every single time before you draft. Not really, which makes me inclined to take a defenseman because we just took Uyghur. Let's go and grab Sergachev. I think I like Sergachev over Chikrin, over Dougie, over Montour. Not drafting Heiskanen this year. Over Vince Dunn, over Luke Hughes, over Carlson, Lacombe. So now, is there value at goaltender? Philip Gustafson, Bobrovsky's still there. Dustin Wolf will start a ton this year. Kemper, Logan Thompson. So we can wait on goalie a little bit still. Guys, if you come around, it's pick 62. I've got Jack Hughes, William Nylander, Tim Stützle, and 2 defensemen. I am drafting Matthew Tkachuk in this spot. I feel so far ahead because I have 2 solid D and I have 3 really good forwards that in the second half of my season, once Matthew Tkachuk comes back, I feel like I'm so far ahead. I love that value there. At round 6, at the turn, even at round 5. I just wanted to, like, I wanted Sergachev there for sure on the off chance that Weir isn't the power play 1D. And at least I have 1. But I kind of love Matty Tkachuk there. Thoughts? Who won this poll, by the way? Sanderson? Sanderson 43%, Uyghur 20. He's now up to 44. Uyghur's 19. Harley 19, tied with Uyghur, and then Lane Hudson at 70. Interesting. Hudson being compared to those guys. Me too for Monty. Who else you got late for goalie volume? Dostal will play a ton. Joey Decord as well. Saros. Do you think Evander Kane stays line 2 in Vancouver? No. Is he line 2 in Vancouver right now? I just don't like anyone really on Vancouver in general outside of EP40 and Quinn Hughes. Like, this team is... And Sherwood in the Cats League. This team's kind of bad. No? Their D's solid. Goaltending, we'll see if Devko's healthy or not, but their forwards are kind of meh. Thoughts? Any reason no one is talking about Voronkov or Chinnikov this year? I think a lot of the hype is landing just with Krill, Marchenko, Adam Fantilli, A lot of attention is on Zach Werenski. Even Ken Johnson is like a super late round pick. And I don't think any of them really like stood out for me last year. Please see the results of the poll. Sanderson's criminally underrated. Yeah, 47%. Like, interesting. I mean, I don't hate it. And I think coming off like a 60-point year with double-digit goals and 200 shots and 150 blocks is really good. Don't get me wrong. No one's really challenging him for power play 1 either. I mean, yeah. I don't hate it. Garland's a good late pick. I was torn between Bouchard and Werenski at 16. Werenski probably better, but Bouchard is safer. Bouchard is definitely safer. In a casual league where defensemen like Dahlin aren't taken as highly, would you still try and grab D-Man earlier or hold out to the 4th, 5th round? Andy, I think you want an elite defenseman within your first 3 picks. Go watch Mike's strategy video. It's on our YouTube. Should be relatively recent as well. I'll even find it for you. You could go, it's the blueprint one. Elite forward or Makar, elite D1 or forward, elite D2. That's a hilarious. Single-handedly won me my league last year. Sherwood in a Cats league. Yeah. Besser's not bad. I just don't like that Besser doesn't shoot. And he basically needs to score like 35 goals to return value. How do you feel about Nurse's D4? Love it. I'd rather Nurse over Wallman. Wallman just doesn't stay healthy. So I think I'd rather Nurse. Bangers keeper league. Are you taking Jones over Lacombe? Jones is safer, yes. Also, I don't see any talking about Vince Dunn. They just split their power play, man. Like, if Vince Dunn was a power play 1D, he would probably jump a lot of the guys in the mid-range here. All right, we're coming up on our pick. Who do we got? There's some great goalies that are still here. Like, honestly, I would highly consider Bobrovsky. I'd highly consider Philip Gustafson. Darcy Kemper's there. Aiden Hill is there. So maybe we can wait on these guys a little bit still. I'm seeing a guy that should not be here that is. I'm seeing lots of guys that should not be here that are. Lucas Raymond just went. That was the one guy that I was talking about. Kevin Fiala is here. I haven't been getting to him a lot. Jordan Kyrou is also there. Let's go Kyrou because we need a right wing. That's an interesting choice, though. Let's look at defensemen. Mac is here, still Parekh. We did say we wanted to take Parekh. And Genther just went, who is the pick that I was going to take instead of Kyrou. Yeah, I never get to a lot of him for whatever reason. Like, I honestly think I would rather Genther. Philip Gustafson's here. I think we go Kevin Fiala. Yeah, that's fine. All right, well, 2 high goal scoring, high shot volume upside guys. I know Fiala didn't have the best year last year, but actually, no, he scored like 35 goals. Yeah, 60 points, though. 18 minutes, 250 shots. Yeah, that's fine. It's a beast on the power play. We're good with that. So now we probably want to look at defenseman again when it comes back around. Tavares still available is crazy. We're still in like there's some forwards here that are still in like that 70-ish point range. Even guys like Slav. Alex Tuck is still here. You've got Bennett. You've got Cooley. Larkin, I'm surprised, is still here as well. Nico Hischier, I'm shocked, is still here. Seattle is really... I'm not drafting anyone on Seattle. Took over 16-team league, 15 cats. Best players are Matthews, Wyatt. Goalie tandem is Logan Thompson to card. Am I cooked? I have Olivia and Sherwood, so I win hits at least. I don't think you're cooked, Teddy. Yeah, ESPN's rankings are kind of cooked, J-Mac. Wallman should get PP2 and we'll get PP time if Bouchard is out. Fair, but Bouchard is notoriously never injured. I think he's missed like one game in the last 4 years, maybe. Went to target Bouillon, round 11 plus in 14 team. You probably have to reach on Bouillon in a 14 because D will go pretty quick. Seattle's really mid this year. I'm not drafting anybody from Seattle this year. Maybe DeCourt. Can you explain picking Kyrou over Genther there? Kyrou is probably better in terms of his floor. He's also dual eligible, I think. Should be. Oh, they took it away. He used to be center right wing. So, like, he's consistently scored at like a 35 goal rate with 240 shots, 50 hits. Genther just is now getting into that 30 range, right? Is it possible that we see the same stat line as what we see out of Kyrou? Yes. Is Kyrou safer for 35 goals if he's done it twice in the last 3 years? Yeah, he's safer. That's basically it. What's the projection for Lacombe? We have him around like 45, 50 points if he sticks on power play 1 the whole year. Second half Fiala is insane. Any chance you'll do another mock? We'll see how my voice feels. Slav heavily changed his game the second last year. Played more physical. Writes in notes, don't draft Seattle. Yeah, do not draft anyone from Seattle, Adam. Tavares isn't going super late, very underrated as long as you don't have elite fans in your draft. I just think that, like, again, he's like only center eligible, so. Who'd you take in 4th round? Bratt, Keller, Robertson. It's a hard question. Let's do a poll. Who would you rather take? Bratt, Keller, J-Rob. Show me, guys. Who would you rather? All right, well, Perek just went. That's unfortunate. Lacombe just went. We just saw a lot of defensemen go. So let's look. I have a player that I'm going to take if he's available. If not, I might go goalie here if I can. Because Aiden Hill will get me 30 wins and will start a ton. But is my boy here? He is. Guys, please draft Adam Fantilli this year. Please draft Adam Fantilli. Slav has to be J-Rob. J-Rob being on PP2 turns me off. Is he really? I don't think he'll be on PP. Wyatt, Rantanen, Rupe. Hold on, let me make my pick and then we'll do some investigative work. Bennett. I feel like Bennett's a great pick here, no? We did take Bennett in the last one. Let's go Logan Cooley. Love Cooley this year as well. Either one are great picks there. And we've now kind of punted D, so we probably need to grab some D. But I've got some sneaky late picks. Natural C's can be found with abundance late. Exactly. J-Rob Brat is 50-50 for me. Last year just heated up with shots. Like, I've just seen, like, there's been, like, a natural regression for J-Rob. Like, he's been a safe, like, 80-point guy. But, like, the shot volume's gone down 3 years in a row. The time on ice has gone down 3 years in a row. Like 6 points in 11 games in the playoffs. He played less than 16 minutes. What is happening here? Only 19 power play points from like 2 previous years of being well over 30. Like, what is going on? Here's my guess. This guy's taking over. That's what's happening. Steady increase in 3 years, steady increase in goals. Shot volume's been back and forth a little bit. And then where do they have this guy? Holy line combos, dude. What? Majority of the time he was power play 1. Rupe, I think I think he's still on power play 1. I think Duchesne gets the bump this year. I think Duchesne goes to power play 2. New coach, I imagine. Yeah. Braden Schneider from New York is high on my athletic spreadsheet for my Cats League. Do you know anything about him? I know he's a really good, like, in real life defenseman. Maybe his rates are really good. Do you count blocks and hits? Getting 150 blocks and hits for under 18 minutes average time on ice is really good. That's probably what it is. Are they anticipating a bump? I mean, if he gets top 4 minutes. So J-Rob at 38%, Keller at 36, 26. Those people that voted Keller, why Keller over the other two? Because I think for me, Brat might be 1, which is kind of crazy. J-Rob just come back from injury, all playoffs. Okay. That's good intel. Seems like Brat will go point for point with Jack, though. That's kind of where I'm at. And Brat's like incredibly underrated because he gets like 100 hits. All right, so for defensemen, is there anyone here left? Schaefer, I'd take a shot on. The problem is we need 2 of them. Right. Broberg, Clifton. So I'm going to contradict myself and take Vince Dunn. Even though I just said I won't draft anybody from Seattle. He's just like the best available defenseman here. There isn't really a lot of guys with like upside. And he does like actually have good point rates. Like 39, 40 points. Get some power play points here and there. I'm not super thrilled about it. And the peripherals aren't great, but double-digit goals, around 40 points every year, plays over 22 minutes. It's not a great pick, but I'm kind of limited on defense right now, which is why we always preface in taking defensemen early. Here I would go upside. Or maybe we just grab somebody solid as well. My D are really lacking here. Parayko, maybe? Shabbat. He always gets injured, though. I don't like anybody in this range. Let's grab Jacob Markstrom. I don't like anybody here, to be honest with you. I have a couple like deep, like late round guys that I'll take shots on, but the problem is like I need a fourth defenseman. Keller's so underrated. I love Keller this year. Duchesne took his spot. Duchesne took place of J-Rob last year. That's crazy. Hits and blocks. Do you like Hintz as ADP? I like Hintz not at his ADP. I think he's going too high still. Might have missed your answer, but is Fantilli getting full power play one time this year? Yes. He should. Keller's job security is most enticing for me. He's going to be so consistent. Utah is only getting better. Keller point upside and best teammates he had. Voted Keller for PP1 lock and 100-point upside. Keller getting 100 points this year. Book it. J-Rob had such a bad start last season. I don't trust him anymore. I don't really see why people are in on Luke Hughes every year. Always ends up on the waiver wire of every league I'm in. Do you think he takes PP1 from Dougie? Find Luke Hughes very underwhelming in fantasy. I like Luke Hughes for a couple reasons. First and foremost, like the talent is there, right? There's only been 3 defensemen, Quinn Hughes, McCarr, and I think Sider actually, who have had more points in their first 2 seasons in the last like decade. The problem is obviously that there's a blocker in front of him with Dougie, but Dougie is notoriously injury prone, which is the problem. So during the time that Luke Hughes, was power play 1 last year, he was actually close to being a point a game player. The things that are holding Luke Hughes back are ice time and being on power play 1 full time. If he was power play 1 full time and played over like 22 minutes a night, he would probably be taking, like he would be, first of all, he would be like a 70-point defenseman. He would probably go like in this Morrissey, Hedman, Hudson range. Morrissey, Hedman, Uyghur, Sanderson range. Because of how elite that Devils power play is. He also has like a 40-point floor as a defenseman. So it's like you're guaranteed 40 points out of him. The peripherals are awful. Like the peripherals are bad. But when he plays a ton, he shoots the puck more. He just doesn't get the opportunity to play a ton. So it's like you're kind of like trying to bet on the breakout almost. And I genuinely, wholeheartedly believe, if you go and watch my breakout video, I wholeheartedly believe that when you have players that are like that talented, that they just kind of force their way into spots. And Sheldon Keefe could just as easily be like, yeah, like you're playing power play 1 with your brother. Dougie, you're going to quarterback our second power play. And then it's on at that point, right? Okay, so now Keller's up. All right, so people that picked Brad, why'd you take Brad? Dunn was also a beast when he came back last year. Okay, that's twice in the last 10 minutes you've went against your own advice. Boomer, stop keeping track. Like, this is what I'm saying, though. It's like, it's my preference to not take anybody from Seattle, but if I need a third defenseman and I'm staring down the barrel of everybody here, like, I'm not thrilled about any of this. And Dunn, which is the best player available, in my opinion. Okay. So now that there really isn't any defenseman here, like there's maybe Thomas Chabot. Tony DeAngelo is a great pick. We're going to grab Tony DeAngelo because he should be power play 1 to start in New York if Matthew Schaefer doesn't make the team. So we're still getting a power play 1 defenseman here as a fourth D. Good with that. Fine. We now need to then make up more value. Like, our forwards are sick. Like, we have Hughes, Willie, Tim, Matty Tkachuk, Kyrou, Fiala, Fantilli, Cooley. Disgusting forwards. Covered at pretty much every position. I only have only two of my forwards are like single position. Is there a goalie that we can pair with Jacob Markstrom that should not be here? Kochekov probably doesn't get a ton of volume. Might be Thatcher Demko. Might be Joey Decord. Fine. We'll go Demko. I know there's injury risk here. No, you know what? We'll go Swayman. We're going to go Swayman. Volume. Volume wins in points leagues, baby. Volume. Jeremy Swayman. What do I think of Rinzel? I think people are reading into 9 games too much, and I think it's very much a possibility that Leshnov is the power play 1D. 9 games is just not a big enough sample for me. I think Dougie keeps PP1. They prefer right-handed shot. If anything, they might run 2D. It's not a terrible point. I think Mike mentioned it in one of his videos where it's like everybody on that power play is like a left-handed shot and they want a right-handed shot. But like it's like what do you do when Dougie's injured? It's like what are you gonna put like who? Pesci? Sider versus Hudson, the keeper, depends on your settings. If you count hits and blocks, it might be Sider. You know what? The upside still, I'd probably still keep Hudson. Is Shesterkin worth the risk? I don't think there's a lot of risk associated to him. And I think New York does have a better season this year. So I would take Igor. I wouldn't be worried about him. There is like a creeping thought in the back of my mind that he could be in trouble just because of the Rangers. Okay, last couple picks are coming up. Cooley, Stankoven. Who else do we like? Perfetti's still here. We love that. Oh, perfect. Will Smith is still here. We love that. Why doesn't it show me more? Kochekov is still undrafted. Dylan Cousins is still here? Damn, dude. I'd love to take him. Unfortunately, I have like 17 centers. He should be gone, though. I'm high on him this year, too. Jared McCann. Sorry, that's a Seattle player. I can't draft him. William Eklund. Just talks about him in the video today. If you haven't watched that, go check that out. Let me know what you think. Josh Norris is kind of sneaky, but if he's healthy, which he never is. Did all my picks go? No. Okay, cool. I also do need to take a defenseman still. They love Dougie because we are dumb, mostly just like Brat. Is Brat dumb? Consistent player, elite winger. J-Rob had a broken foot that had him in a slow start. 11 goals in his first 40 games, 24 in his last. Taco, that's great intel. Brad is pretty good in periffs and a high floor. This Chris guy takes my guy. Anderson, like Rasmus Anderson? I would consider him like in that situation, yeah. I still have like good power play defensemen though. Defense really got away from me this draft. That's kind of how I felt towards the end, Cody. Thomas Harley or Heiskanen? Harley. No, they took Owen Tippett from me, guys. That means we have to go Will Smith. I wanted him, but we have to go Will Smith. Is there anyone else? Like maybe Marchessault on like a bounce back? Nah, Will Smith is the fun pick, though. We'll go Will Smith. I'll try and review some teams. D'Angelo over Shabbat? Yeah, because D'Angelo will be the power play 1 guy and Shabbat will be the power play 2 guy. I think Barzell could be a sleeper pick. Yes. Are you doing a third one? That's a good question. Undecided as of right now. I like Romanov as a floor guy if you fade D. Yep. There's a lot of good like peripheral guys in that range for sure. But with the last pick of my draft, I always just try and find upside. So I'm going to take Artem Leshnov in hopes that he's the power play 1 defenseman in Chicago. Why is there so much love for Demko this year? Is he not an insanely high risk pick? He is. He does have some risk associated to him. He's just going so late in your draft, Boomtown, that the risk is kind of like priced into his ADP. Is it worth more than keeping Timo on second power play, though? No. You'd want Timo on your power play 1. Stankoven first line, first power play unit? I don't think he'll be first line. Hopefully he's top 6. Went Cousins after you shouted him out? It's a good pick, Cody. Please don't ever draft Norris. He'll disappoint you. Yeah, but how many guys are you getting in the last pick of your draft that could actually score 31 goals in like 65 games? Right? Let's look. Any hits? $21 and 56, 35 and 66, 16 and 50. It's not a great, like, don't know if I would risk taking him at that point, but it's the last pick of your draft, right? Thoughts on Lucas Osala and Vmelka, sleeper goalies this year? Love both of them, Pucks and Grooves. Love both of them. Only Dostal in volume leagues, though. Just because I still think Anaheim will be bad, even though I do think they will take a step. You primarily want to grab that guy. Oh, look, someone took Norris. If I got this team in FPPL, I'd be pretty excited. Let's do a third. Team review, please. Yahoo put me first, but I don't feel... Well, yeah, dude, don't ever listen. Like, guys, I'm not finishing 12th with this team. I'm sorry. I'm not. Look, hold on. Let's go. Let's look. We went Jack Hughes into William Nylander into Tim Stützle, which is like a phenomenal first 3 picks. Timmy falling to the end of the 3rd round there was crazy. You probably want Jake Sanderson here instead of Mackenzie Weegar, if I'm honest, or like a Harley. But that is only if you have the same opinion as me that Zane Parekh will be the power play 1D in Calgary. If he's not in FPL settings, Weegar is a beast. The best peripherals defenseman in hockey. But I wanted to follow that up with another D, so I got Sergev. I love the fact that I got Matthew Tkachuk at round 6. I think that's really good value. Store him on my team, come back. Kyrou was a safer pick than Gunther, even though I'm really high on Gunther this year. That'd probably be the only one that I change. I'd probably go Gunther instead of Kyrou. Kevin Fiala. It was between him and Matty Nice for the left wing. Matty Nice went, so I went Fiala. Fantilli, Cooley, 2 guys that were super high on. Getting these guys to like round 9 and 10 are absurd. And then I start to kind of pick up D towards the end, like Vince Dunn, Tony DeAngelo, Leshnov. I feel like I got really good value on my goalies. So like getting Jacob Markstrom round 12, solid. All right, guys, we can do one of 2 things. We can do one of 2 things. Keller 1. Interesting. We can do one of 2 things. And I'll put a poll in. We can do a third mock. We can do a third mock, or we can review teams. Which one are we doing? Third mock or team review? Don't think I have the energy for both. We've been live for like 2 hours. And I got work in the morning. I'll try and do both. How's that? I'll try and do both. I'll run through quickly in the next 8 minutes and skim through every team. I'll just go one by one here. Henry, McDavid, Panarin, Gensel is fine. I probably want a defenseman in this range. Like, go, instead of Panarin or Gensel, go Hedman. Yeah. Go Hedman there. Nijis is great. Blackwood in round 5 is good. I'm not mad about that. Dustin Wolf, I'm not sure I'm taking before I'm taking Philip Gustafsson or Kemper or Bobrovsky. Just because I don't think Calgary will be very good. Or at least not as good as those 3 teams. And, you know, roughly get the same volume. And these guys are a little bit more consistently. Luke Hughes is your second defenseman. You didn't draft any defenseman. I don't know what I'm looking at here now that I actually look at this. What is going on? Henry, you didn't draft any defenseman. Okay, next. We don't have time. McKinnon, Reinhart, JT Miller, great first 3. Lane Hudson is your D1's fine. It's probably not good, but it's fine. I'd probably go DD here. If you have Lane Hudson, I want to pair him with somebody that's got like decent peripherals. Like, you could have gone Sergachev or like Seth Jones, but you're already at such a good start between the 3. Hagel, Chikrin, again, I'd want like a legit power play. Like, he did play power play 1 last year though, didn't he? Okay. Yeah, sure. Timo Meyer's a great pick there. Bobrovsky, great value as your first goalie. Heischer's good value round 9. Cam Fowler's great round 10. Schaefer round 12. You have 4D. Probably need to grab another one instead of Schaefer, so I'd take 1D over Besser. 3 great picks to finish it off, though. Velarde, getting Bo Horvat that late is great value, and then Mark Stone. Even that late is okay. Ryan went Leon, Point, Hedman, that's fine. Caulfield, DeBrink at Batherson, that's great. Montour, okay. I'd probably take John Carlson before Montour just because of guaranteed power play 1D. Or like a McAvoy. Slav is good. Sorokin's good as your D1 at round 9. Buium, Taves, why? Doughty over Taves every time, please. Power play 1D, not a power play 1D. Power play 1D, not a power play 1D. Do you guys see the trend here as we're going through? Binnington as your second G is fine. Stolarz was there, though, but Binnington will get the volume. Lehkonen, sure. He's just not healthy. He's never healthy. So maybe go Raquel there instead. Or because you have only one center, you take one of these like centers that have been waiting, like a Bo Horvat. Noah Hannafin's great as your 5th defenseman. Tyler Seguin, Pierre-Luc Dubois, sure. Cooch, Helly at pick 2, and then you go double D. That's great. I'm okay with that start. Barkov, if you go double D here, you really need to hammer forwards at this point because you've only drafted 1 through 4 rounds. And Barkov's hella risky. Morgan Riley, Konechny, Hyman, Nichushkin. I'm not thrilled about Konechny and Nichushkin. Konechny's fine, but like Nichushkin, again, injury. Aiden Hill's your second goalie. Ken Johnson, Rinzel, Raquel. Your forwards are definitely weak here. But it's because you went D so early and just because you took Kelly. So your goaltending will be good, but your forwards might seriously drag you down. Why are you drafting Jonathan Huberdeau? Cody, McCarr, Connor, Boldy. Love it. That's fine. Otter, sure. If you want a goalie that early and he comes to you around 4, I don't hate that. Probably, yeah. Igor or Otter, one of the two. Kempe, that's great, round 5 value. Dougie Hamilton is your second D, sure. Robert Thomas is fine. At round 7, you're getting an 80-point player. That's really good. Kemper is your second goalie. That's really, really good as well. I kind of love your team, except Sherwood. I'm still. You should have went Doughty here, I think. Go Doughty. Punt Ekblad into a cutter. Nurse is fine as your 4th defenseman. Marshawn Cousins, geeky, sure. J-Mac Matthews, Eichel. Seems like that's the start. Fox is your D1. Patterson, Igor. It's a good 5 to start with. Marchenko. Carlson, solid. Gabe, Pasta, Warinsky, Tage, Crosby is a great start. You grab Theodore, that's good. Your D are really injury prone though, so just be careful of that. Heiskin, I'm not taking here. Take Scheifele, take Mitchkov, take Raymond, take Kyrou, take Genther. Philip Gustafson is your goalie 1 and round 8 is great. Jackson Combe, Hintz, Paterka, Hurdle. You're finding good late round value. Duchesne, Laugh. Kaprizov, Forsberg, Sider's great. Keller, Suzuki, Wyatt, Scheifele. You've locked yourself up at center really early, which is tough like in the later rounds, but Scheifele round 7 is great value. McAvoy, Perek, and then Gudis with your last pick. You go Demi, grab your 2 goalies. I don't hate it. I don't love it. You started really well, though. Barks, Brady, Bouchard, that's fine. That's okay. J-Rob, I'd probably take Timmy over J-Rob. It's close, but I think... Yeah, I think I'd rather Timmy for the upside. Jesper Bratt, sure, that's the discussion. It's like Bratt, it's Keller, each one of those 3. Macklin, round 5. Okay. Seth Jones, your second D is good. Mitch Cobb is, again, upside. You've gone upside heavy here a little bit, like Celebrini and Mitchkov, both going into their second years. Tavares is good value there. EK is your third D. Zib, I guess that ADP is fine. I don't like Zib, guys. I'm not getting to any Zib. Barzell's good. Allmark is your good. That's a good G1 there. Patty Kane. Wallman. It's solid. I think the later rounds you could take more shots. Like mix in. I don't know. It kind of depends on your draft. It's not. You didn't draft poorly. It's a solid team. It's a good team. Okay, 47 seconds. Randon, Quinn Hughes, Yossi, Jake Sanderson, Bedard, Jarvis, Raymond, Holloway, Wilson, Trojan. So you hammer forwards here after going 3 defensemen. Logan Thompson is a great G1. Demko's a great G2. Tippett, Evander, Pareko. Yeah, I mean, like that. If you're drafting 3D early, that's kind of how you do it. I'd probably want someone better than Bedard, though, as your second forward. Same with Jarvis. Like, why are you not taking Lucas Raymond? And then Big Beast to finish it off. Darlene, Marner, Vasilevsky, Dobson. I don't like Dobson at that range, or Ovi, or... You did a better job in the second half of your draft. Oh, Chicken PP1 is a forward. Yeah, I remember now. You mean you're not a fantasy streamer full-time? If you join the first one, can you join the third or no? No, we're gonna try and get different people, guys. One per mock. We'll do a third. We'll do a third. You guys are lucky. I also just haven't eaten. Holy moly. Okay, maybe we won't do a third because it's like legitimately full. Maybe we won't do a third. We'll see if one opens up here in the next minute. Everyone wants to draft right now, though. And my voice is kind of shot. 14 team. We could do a 14. 2 of your 5 C's are dual Elge. Yeah. What's a perfect number of players and a perfect number of rounds for you? Oh, you're talking about like in general, like what's my preference? I think 12 team is good. And like my favorite league that I played in just expanded to a 14 team league, and it's 3 at each position. Where except defenseman is 4 and goalies are 2. So it's like 3 centers, 3 left, 3 right. Is anyone a hard time reading the draft board? Do I need, can you guys not see the draft board when I do that? Apologies, guys. Do a third all sub. How about this? How many likes do we have on the stream? 57. Guys, if we can get 85 likes, I'll do a third mock. If we can get to 85 likes, I'll do a mock. Everyone take 2 seconds. Just because we are approaching 3 hours, yeah, it'll be 3 hours by the time I'm done. Well, we're at 62. 72 now. What spot do you guys want to see me draft? If I do a third one. Nine, 4, 2. $84. I'm assuming one more person will like it. So where would you guys like me to draft? I want to see you draft 1. I'm seeing 12 twice. I'm seeing 12 3 times. Let's do a poll. I'm seeing a lot of 12, a lot of 1, a couple 3. Let's do, I don't think we've drafted at 1 yet, so let's do where I draft. Seeing 1, I'm seeing 12. We just did 11, so I don't want to do 12. Like, they're pretty similar. I'm seeing a lot of 7s now. And then we'll do one more like middle option. We'll do 1, 3, 5, 7. How's that? As the options. Seeing a lot of 7. All right, 30 more seconds and I'm closing the poll. Three, 2, 1. Seven it is. And the link is going into All-Star Premium. We'll just do it in general mocks. Bang. There you go. 50 seconds before we start. Get in here. $86 likes on the stream. Thank you guys. Appreciate you. Again, guys, I ask if you have been in a draft already to please let somebody else in. Would very much appreciate that. But hopefully we've got some new people in here. Is Trocheck PP1 or PP2? We don't know yet. We don't know yet. We kind of got to wait for camp. You got in, Pucks? Welcome. Welcome, my friend. Loosey Goosey, you're in? Nice, nice. $96 concurrent. We love that. All right, so pick 7. What happens at pick 7 that doesn't happen at pick 6 and pick 5 is you get a more risky forward. What happens at pick 7 that you don't get at pick 8 and 9, you are essentially deciding between two people, in my opinion. You're either going between Austin Matthews and you're going between Kirill Kaprizov. I think is how I would decide. Because I think at 6, you're probably getting one of these 3 taken, and I think the safest pick is Pasta. But you're basically picking between Pasta, Kaprizov, Matthews. I think if Matthews and Kaprizov went, I would consider Mikko Rantanen. But I think Pasta's just higher shot volume, more goal upside, consistently at 105 points. What's the difference between rank and ADP? So rank is what Yahoo decides on in terms of like where players should go. So I don't typically follow this, but one thing to note of when you are drafting, make the tab bigger. Yeah, sorry, my bad. One thing to note of when you are drafting, this one's chalked. Why is it? There we go. Can everybody see that draft board, by the way? Like visually? We're good. We can see all of that. ADP is like the average of where these people are taking based off of like all of the mocks that you see, as well as people actually drafting. So it's like, for example, like McKinnon's ADP is 3 because he's getting drafted at the 3rd spot more often than he's getting drafted at the rank, which is the 1 spot. Do I take Matthews or pass at the 7 spot? Hypothetically, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'll literally show you in a second here. Oh, you guys want it bigger, eh? You probably... Here, let's do this. Better? How's that? Also, I have to turn my sounds off. These things are actually... Are you getting desktop audio? Better or worse? You know what we'll do? Because I want to be able to tab to the draft board and not... Okay, that's actually... You guys aren't supposed to see my players. Like, this is the thing. Like, I'll have the draft board up the majority of the time. Okay, let me make this pick and then I'll try and fix it. So we're at the 7 spot. What? We're going to ignore the fact that Gene just took Dylan Gunther. And we're going to go Austin Matthews. at the 7. I'm honestly fine with either of these three. The downside of taking Matthews is you're kind of handcuffed at center, where there's a lot of value later in the draft at center, which we know. I think Gene literally just trolled. But so here's the thing, guys. We know he's in the Discord. Someone find Gene. That's a fine. He drafted Dylan Gunther and then left the mock draft. Oh my god. Oh my god, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Honestly, I can't even be mad. That's kind of hilarious. All right. We're just gonna have to fight through it, guys. We're just gonna have to fight through it. I'm sorry. Out of our control. Can do nothing about it than just to laugh. Let's fix this though, so that you guys can actually see who's drafting. I'm gonna have to get real tiny if you guys want to see. No, you know what? That's fine. You can see Jack use his name there, right? We'll do that. I can't believe that just happened. That's kind of hilarious. I can't even be mad. Is this any better? Can you guys see? Anyways, Austin Matthews on to me for my next pick. Are there any defense? Evan Bouchard is here. So this is actually a regular draft. I'm going to take Evan Bouchard. Actually, I'm going to take Rasmus Dahlin because of his floor. So honestly, like a pretty realistic start. Yeah, like he left, dude. He left. Maybe he was Dylan Gunther. Honestly, if that was Dylan Gunther, that'd be kind of sick. Made sure he secured his centerpiece. May the draft gods handle the rest. He wanted the extra ADP. Scared of Elias Pettersson. He might choke the bet again. I think Petty bounces back. Do any of these take into account league settings? Yes. So the rank is normally based off of league settings. Is the way that Yahoo does it. Like he's auto drafted out of Fantilli. Guys, what is happening? It's Petey. Why do you always say Petty? Elias Pettersson? It's not Elias Peterson. I thought it was Pettersson. I'm calling him Petty. Gene sent his cue to all your breakout players and left the draft. There's no way this guy's real. All right, guys. Looks like we're doing an 11 team league, an 11 team mock draft. I don't think I've done a 10 team league. I don't think I've done a 10. That is so funny. It is Pettersson or Peterson? You just wait, bro. Gene's team's gonna pop off. Nah, that's hilarious. Somebody is trolling me for sure. Oh god. Anyone watching football right now? My team popped this year. Like, absolutely went off. That's what we should be doing. Okay, guys, you got to predict who Gene's drafting with his next pick. Is it A, Thomas Harley? Is it B? Who else? Who else would I have? I can't even remember right now. I'm so curious what this could be. It is technically an auto draft pick. Pavel Dorofeev. It is. It is. It's all the breakout players. We have a defenseman. I'm slamming JT Miller right here. I think this is a really good spot to draft him in the mid to late third round. Really good upside. There's an argument to be made between Timmy and him. I'll take Miller here for the sake of parity. Just for some variety's sake. Dual eligible. Can slot him into right wing. I think he cued everyone from your sleeper video. Have a good night, Johnny. Tempted to take Jack Campbell. What round to draft Zeev Buium? Depends on how quickly defensemen go. I would say anywhere like in the 8, 9, 10 range. But what if they all break out? That's a good point. It's a good point. That kind of checks me. I won't lie, guys. That kind of just checks me out. I had a good laugh, and then I realized he's just gonna draft all of my late round picks. Dude, I can't get over that. That's kind of funny. All right, so we got Morrissey towards the end of round 4, which I think is roughly where he should be going. Clayton Keller, Tim Stutzlo. He's got Brady and Timmy to start. Okay. Jack Hughes, Quinn Hughes, Tage Thompson into defenseman, maybe? So sorry, guys. Queued players, then computer froze and had to restart. Guys, we found Gene. Is that actually him? Love it. All good, Gene. Don't worry about it, man. We had a good laugh at that. Where did my draft just go? That's not it. We had a good laugh. That's actually so. We thought like somebody had come in. We thought somebody had come in, just queued all of the sleepers and breakout players, and then left. That's so funny. You're good, Gene. Don't worry about it, man. We all had a great laugh. Watching the Houston-Tampa game. Tampa up by 4 after the third quarter. Got to review Gene's team after this. Yeah, Gene, I think you're eligible to just take troll picks from here on out. Okay, so Adrian Kempe's there, who I like. Matt Boldy is really hard to pass on right now. Otter and Igor are both here as well. You know what? Because we have Darlene, let's go Igor. I normally don't take a goalie this early either. So I'm now kind of covered at every position. So I think with my next pick, I probably want to target a defenseman. Like Jake Sanderson would have been good there. But I feel like there's a tier of goalies where it's like Helly at 1, Vasi at 2, Igor, Jake 3, 4. And then there's a bit of a drop off. So I still got like an elite volume goalie. And if you guys look at the FPPL scoring, like, goalies are actually pretty good. Which is funny because not a lot of us put like an emphasis on drafting them. Pretty sure Mike got Helly like round 6 or round 7 last year, and it probably won him the league. Which is kind of insane to say. What's the earliest Uyghur could have gone in this draft scenario? You can take him over Fox. But I still think I would rather like Harley Sanderson over him. Like, maybe I'm just reading into Perek too much. It's possible. It's very possible. Either way, he's still like within that range. Gene doubled down. I mean, he took Otter. Feel terrible? Don't, Gene. You're good, brother. Don't worry about it. It happens. Your computer froze. In a mock draft. It's a mock, dude. You're good. Oh, the double defenseman at the end of the first second. Guys, you know what I'm excited for? I'm excited to watch FPPL drafts this year. I'm excited to spectate. Especially because Mike's going to be in D1. A lot of the boys are in D3 and D2. Can't remember. I think Noah got promoted. It was either Noah or Donna got promoted into D2. Or they just stayed in D2. My team imploded last year. And unfortunately I got relegated because literally it was horrible. Like, I think I missed on like 4 or 5 picks in a row. Like, I had Zib, I had Matthew Tkachuk who got injured. Can't remember if I had... There was one other guy that I took within the first like 5 rounds that just imploded. Okay. So we probably want a defenseman unless there's somebody that is available that shouldn't be. Cole Caulfield is a really good pick here. But let's look at D. Nikishin. Dougie. I'll take Sergachev. I think it's still Sergachev for me. Seth Jones. My pickup at the deadline of Olmark pretty much won me FPPL last year. They can have a huge advantage. D4 represent, love that. Is Uyghur bad to take as your D1 if you have guys like Hedman available? You should take Hedman over Uyghur every time. And that's regardless of like my opinion on Perek being power play 1D or Uyghur being the top dog. Hedman should always go first. Can you get demoted from creators? No. I'm also in the creators league, yes. It's a me. I think I came 4th in creators last year. 4th or 3rd. One of the two. None of the fantasy ball guys have won our creators league yet. It's really competitive though. It's probably one of my favorite drafts. All right, so Caulfield, Sergachev, and Hamilton all went, unfortunately. The other thing that I'm finding a lot at 7 is that like there's good value that's like landing on my plate that I'm not seeing in like the earlier or later parts of the draft. Like, I'm not getting to Matt Boldy in this range. I'm not getting to Igor Shesterkin. So for me to get different looks on players like this, like I'm still fine with Igor in round 4. Because I still have 2D and 2 really solid forwards, so I probably want to hit forward pretty hard here. So let's look. Who do we like? Bedard, Macklin, Hagel. Probably go Patterson here, actually. I think I like Petty the most because of his peripherals. Seth Jarvis is also a good shout. Ooh, yeah. I think Patterson over Jarvis. Yeah. We will pin him though. What else are we looking for? Like Macklin should go soon. Suzuki as well. Shifley. Whatever your preference is out of those guys. We'll do him. We'll do him. Yeah, yeah. All the usual suspects. I even like that. We're going to try and get to him this time. We can't get Gunther or Fantilli now. Or Dorfiev. We can't get any of those guys, unfortunately. Who do I think is going to be power play 1 on Dallas? It'll be Rantanen, J-Rob, Wyatt Johnson, Rupe Hintz, Thomas Harley. That's who I think they'll run. I've been finding myself drafting Gabe Vilardi way earlier because I just think having secured that contract, he's going to absolutely go off. Yeah, the thing about Vilardi is that you just need to be conscious of the fact that he does have a little bit of injury history to him, right? And the shots on goal aren't crazy high, right? He gets you such good late round value because he's around a point a game, and he gets you like 30 goals. Can you put another poll? Patterson, Jarvis, Raymond. Sure. Sure. Who would you rather have? Patterson? We'll just do EP40. Jarvis. Mason Raymond. Oh my God, Perec this early. Crazy. All right, who are we looking at? A lot of goalies still. Robert Thomas, this is around the range I would consider him. DeBrincat is another good one. Drake Batherson, Kyrou, Michkov, Matty Nyes, Timo Meyer. Meyer or DeBrincat? I think it's Meyer. I think it's Timo Meyer. I think I want him. Just because D are going crazy quick again. So we're going to let that chill out. And we're going to grab all of the good forwards. Who'd you say the next best defensemen are after Makar? In my opinion, it's Makar, then Quinn Hughes, Dahlin, Bouchard, Werenski, probably Hedman. And then you get into like the Morrissey, Jake Sanderson, Harley, Fox range. Uyghur's in there. I think Sider would be in there if you're in a Cats league. Those two probably get bumped up a lot higher. Patrick King going way too late in drafts. Guys had 45 points in 42 games to close the season. How many games did he play? 72 is not bad. 175 shots. Yeah, like if you draft him in the 60-point range, it's fine. He's also going to be 37. So just keep that in mind. Those are cool. It's like a race. So it's currently Raymond at 40%. I definitely think that he has the most upside out of the three of them. You got to remember Jarvis has 100 hits to him, and so does Pedersen. And then Pedersen will get you like 70 blocks on top of that. But like Jarvis will score 35 goals, and I don't think Raymond or EP will. How many did Raymond have last year? Okay, I think I am actually going to snag a defenseman here. John Carlson is just kind of chilling. And I probably say go safe just because of the block floor that he has as well. So I think we're going to go and snag JC. He's a pretty safe D. I have three like really safe defensemen now. We're going to keep pinning forwards because they're dropping. Lardy, Trocheck. We can't draft Fantilli. Remember that. I'm chilling on goalie as well. Quentin Byfield we like. All of the usual suspects. Cool. Oh my god, Tavares is still here. Jeek is still here. Heischer's still here. Wow. Okay. I think we're good. 29? Nope, 27. How valuable is Easton Cowan in a points league only? I don't think he makes the team, Catfish. I think he goes back down to junior. The Leafs have like 25 bottom six forwards. Cashfish, sorry. All right, so EP is now suddenly up at 41%. 37 votes. We'll give it another minute. Keeper league. I think in a keeper league, there's still better options. I would say he's kind of like a B, C tier prospect compared to some of the other guys you have in your league, probably. Again, I don't know if he's going to be as big of an offensive threat as he was in junior. Are there any top players with injuries like Kachuk where you wouldn't want to draft them in early rounds? The Yossi injury does scare me. Just because I have no idea what it could be. He could play every single game of the regular season. He could play half the games. He could play 5 games. I don't know. I have no read on it. All right, let's end the poll. We've got Pedersen winning, I believe, at like 40%. Or at least that's what it was. 30. It's close. It was weird because Jarvis or Raymond was ahead for a while. All right, let's lock in here. There's still defensemen that we like that are pinned. Is there anything position? We don't have... Well, we do have a right winger. I think we take our last defenseman here. And I think it's going to be Zeev Buium. Like, I think I want to take an upside shot here. Oh, it took Ghost for me. Okay. I mean, it's very close between the two of them. I'm happy with either or. I do think Minnesota's power play might be better. And Ghost is probably a little safer. Definitely safer. Yeah. Yeah, he's going to have like 30 power play points again. And who knows what Buium's peripherals could be, or his shot volume. So I think that's fine. I'm surprised at how many deer were actually available. So now I can, like, quite literally just hammer forward. And there's still some good players. It seems like people have gone more forward heavy this draft, though. Oh my goodness, he's there? Krill past a Matthews poll? Sure. You can put that up. Who would you rather? Krill AM34. Who did I go with? I went Matthews. Let's take Carter Verhaeghe. It's good late round value. Feel like he's definitely going later than he should be. Basically a block for 240 shots. He only shot 8% last year, so he should be in for a bounce back. He's normally around that 15 range. So maybe 30? And then he had 100 hits. How am I getting to this guy? I hope Adam Foote can get the Canucks started off the year on the right foot. Nice. Good one. If you can't get McCarr, Hughes, Bouchard, Werenski, Dolly in the first 2 rounds, how long would you hold off for a D? I feel like you can get a decent mid-round event. You can, Joe, you can. The problem is that I'm looking for one of those guys in the first 3 rounds. If I can't get to him, the latest I would wait is like round 5. Bangers, Dougie Hamilton or Seth Jones? Probably Seth. Standard Yahoo format, do you opt 3G in your team or 5D? I think in a standard Yahoo, they count. What are your league settings? Wins, goals against average, save percentage, shutouts. think I would rather have 5 defensemen. Round 5, Sanderson or Fox if you miss the first bunch in rounds 1 to 3. Guys, like, we're like splitting hairs. I think it's probably, you know what? Let me pull projections up after this and I'll tell you. Let me make my pick and then we'll do some due diligence. Who am I taking? Probably him. Probably that guy. There's still really good value at goalie. I kind of regret taking Igor because how many good goalies are here? Let's take Matt Barzal since we didn't get to him. So Matthews, Miller, Pettersson, Timo Meier, Barzal, Dahlin, Jones, Carlson, Ghost, Verhaeghe, Shesterkin. I'm thrilled with this team. This team has a crazy good floor. Polls ending in 3 minutes. Make your votes. What does projections say? Pull it up. Based off FPBL scoring, I gotta make a copy before Don yells at me. Jack and Gene are pissing me off, sniping my picks. Dude, Gene went Gunther first overall. What are you talking about? 4 defensemen, according to FPPL settings. Makar, Werenski, Quinn, Uyghur. Oh, it's not per game. Hold on. It's Makar, Yossi, Werenski, Dahlin, Quinn Hughes. Holy cow, we have Seth Jones juiced. Wow, that's crazy. Uyghur, Bouchard, Sanderson. Sanderson over Fox, to answer your question. Is his shot rate really that good? Someone talk to me about Seth Jones. Who do we got? Who's on the list still? Couple centers. I only have one like legitimate center. I don't think I feel like I need to take a goalie. Might be Trocheck. Kind of love it. My team is just like an insane floor. Yeah, give me Tro. I'm getting to guys that are like really good. Where I don't need to really pick like some insane upside players. Ooh, he's interesting. All right, we'll end the poll. Matthews won at 53%. That is actually who I went with. Krill 34 past the 13. Interesting. Voted Krill, but impossible to know any of these guys could absolutely go off. It's like you're splitting hairs. Round 5, neither Fox nor Sanderson should be available round 5. Interesting. What's my go-to fantasy format? I hate leagues that count plus minus. Love leagues that count blocks. So it's pretty standard across the board, like goals, assists, power play points, shots, hits, blocks. It's pretty standard. And then probably, I'd say like 4 goalie cats just to give them some value. What are the chances Hanford takes power play 1? Whatever you think the chances are of Theodore getting injured. He's played less than 70 games the last 3 seasons. Because Petro will be out, and Hanford should step into that power play 1 role. What do you look for when looking for players to draft? Rank, ADP, just names. My recommendation, Alex, is to always find a list of projections that you like. Never trust Yahoo in terms of their projections. ADP is just going to tell you like where guys are drafting, so it's not actually helpful. You're trying to find value at drafting people whose ADPs and their rank don't line up. And the way you do that is through a projection sheet. We have one available on our site. It is should be in the description down below. It should be a link to our Patreon, and that'll give you the option to purchase one if you're interested in doing so. There are others that exist. However, I'm biased, obviously. So that is kind of the way that I go is like, and there's certain guys, and the purpose of a projection sheet is so that like you have something to go off of in terms of understanding like where value lies. It's not going to be 100% correct. It never is. No projection sheet is ever 100% correct. But the purpose is to like rank players that you're not considering in terms of your scoring format specifically. So if I count hits weighted really heavily, ADP is not going to reflect that because people are just drafting based off of like Yahoo, right? I think all of my players got taken, by the way. No. But the one that I wanted did. Do we need a second goalie? Let's take Stolars. Oh, no. Yeah, we're good. Okay. Was that actually the right pick, though? Numbers-wise, yes. We'll just pin him. Okay. But yeah, that's the purpose of projections. So that's what I look like when I'm looking to draft players. Because you don't want to look at rank or ADP because it's not going to, like, especially in this, it's not going to reflect to what or who is actually really good in your league. It's more so dependent on your league settings. I have done an embarrassing number of mock drafts, and I noticed that right wing is way more abundant than it used to be. I've noticed that as well, too, on Brand Media. It does seem like there's a ton of right wingers available, and the value almost now lies in left wing, which is kind of funny. And mind you, Yahoo's positions get updated pretty frequently. So just something to keep in mind as well. We don't actually know until we know. I have Bouchard, Dobson, take Jones next pick, or Hyman if he's still there. Boomer, who are you? There's got to be better options available unless you're in like a keeper, no? I'd probably go Hyman. Who are we drafting? Eklund's there. Cooley. Kent. These are all the late round gems, guys. Let's go Kent Johnson. He's triple eligible. Sure. Let's do that. $14 team, 10 keeper, third round. Okay, yeah. At that point, like, I'd just be looking positionally. Like, if you only have 2 defensemen, then grabbing Jones is good. If you've kept a lot of forwards, then yeah, you probably go Jones, vice versa. Thatcher Demko is currently undrafted. Defenseman, anyone interesting here? Schaefer. Tony D. Did Klingberg go? Klingberg's still there? Sam Dickinson's interesting. He's a bit of a shot. Not sure if I would actually spend a draft pick on him. You can probably just get that guy off waivers. Brad Marchand is still there. Tavish, Cooley, Stankoven, Darnell Nurse we really like. Arturi Lehkonen should be drafted. Marco Casper. Who else? Coronado. Dylan Cousins is an absolute... I'm taking Cousins if he's there. Boone Jenner. Kuzmenko. Will Smith. Nick Schmaltz is like a guaranteed 20-goal, 60-point guy. Should be going drafted. Tyler Seguin. I'd probably not drafting Tyler Seguin. Someone else can take that risk. Mikhail Granlund. William Eklund. Who else? Who else? Who else? Brock Besser. Marco Rossi. Who else? Who else? Who else? Who else? Leo Carlson. Trevor Zegras is an interesting one. Okay. Lots of guys. I will take... It's probably between Cooley and Will Smith. Do I need a defenseman? Give me Will Smith. I just find that there's so many double eligible players that it's kind of a wash. Yeah, it really gets ruined like in season. Ostrich, it's like the double eligibility kind of gets ruined just because there's so many options. So going to say Demko, but everyone already has 2 goalies, so you're waiting. It's good eye, Goosey. That's a good strat to have. All right, let's start reviewing teams. Because this will go pretty quick the last round. All right, so Bradley. I'm gonna go quick, guys, just because we've been here for 3 hours. Appreciate you guys chilling. Leave a like on the video if you can, or the stream. Really helps us out. Appreciate you guys. We're at 88 likes. Guys, can we hit 100 likes? Can we hit 100 likes? Can everyone just hit the like button? Just so I can see it one time. Cooley's great. Patrick Kane's great. Stankoven's great. Okay. Let's go. Bradley starts with McDavid, Panarin, Vasilevsky at the end of the 3rd round. So doesn't elect to go defenseman, but elects to go elite goalie on the turn. Fine. Follows that up with then going 2 defensemen, Yossi, Mort Seider, which I think, if I'm taking Yossi, I want somebody safe like a Mort Seider, like Mackenzie Weegar. And then Raymond, Hyman, Nichushkin, Cooley's Benajad. Faber's interesting. I don't know if I'm really drafting Faber in any of my drafts. But there isn't a lot to choose from here. I think going Noah Hannafin in this spot is much better. At least Hannafin's got some upside. Who am I taking? Joseph Woll. I'm getting the Toronto tandem. Freddy's great. Marshawn that late is great. Darnell Nurse is a good 4D. Solid team. I think your D are contingent on Yossi's health. If Yossi is healthy, you're great. And then you're definitely lacking some offensive upside. Like Cooley's a good pick here, but like Zib's a floor pick. Nichushkin, you're hoping stays healthy. Hyman, you're hoping bounces back. Raymond is good upside there. Perfetti, your hope is breaking out. Marshawn, your hope is he's not completely shocked because he's 35. Does that make sense? Gabriel elects to go McKinnon, Reinhardt, Marner into Uyghur Hudson, which I think is fine. It's a good first 5. Into Macklin. Is there anyone I would rather have? No, you know what? That's a good start. You've kind of punted D, and it really shows. Like, your D is weak. But Ehlers, Holloway, Fiala are all great picks in the mid-round. Aiden Hill's your first goalie in round 10. That's great. Again, yeah, I'm like Neil Pionk, but go draft somebody with some upside. Tom Wilson, Vamelka, D'Angelo Stone. It's like the first half was like up until round 9, you're great. And then round 10 beyond kind of goes off the rails a little bit. And your D are really weak. Boomer goes Draisaitl into Zach Werenski, which is fine. You're kind of hoping for Bouchard there, maybe. Philip Forsberg is a great pick in the 3rd round. Adrian Kempe is a great pick in the 4th round. Mackenzie Blackwood in the 5th round. And then you have Heiskanen. Do we just like not agree that Thomas Harley's going to be the guy? Or do we think that he was just best available? Because here I'm probably going McAvoy. Or John Carlson. Scheifele is great value round 7. Luke Hughes, yeah. Tomas Hertl, I'm not really on this year. Like, go Velarde, go Heischer. I know he's dual eligible. Go Byfield, go Bennett. Paterka, same thing. Like, he was kind of like, he won't be bad, but I don't think he'll be as influential as he was last year because Gunther's gonna is kind of blocking him a little bit from playing top line. Like, the reason why we liked him so much last year was because he was playing top line. Nikishin's, again, so you have, like, objectively, like, one power play, one defenseman here. So I'm not thrilled about that. Logan Thompson is your second goalie, is great value. Brian Russ is good late value. Dubois, sure. Schaefer is a good late value. Like, you're trying to hit home runs here. I love Schaefer, McTavish. These are great picks. You did good in the later rounds. Not sure how I feel about the mid-round defenseman picks. It's like, yes, I like Luke Hughes as a breakout, but, like, am I drafting him as my 3rd D? Probably not. It's probably my 4th D. Because you have to remember, in order for him to, like, be enabled, like, Dougie has to go down. Nikishin won't be power play 1. Heiskanen could be, but I don't think it's likely at this point. Like, I think Harley has it locked. Jack goes Cooch into Bouchard into Hedman to start things off. If I draft Bouchard in the first year, like, if I get a Bouchard, Dahlin, or Quinn Hughes as my second pick, I probably don't need to take another defenseman in the 3rd round because of how many good forwards are available. Like, I would rather you take Gensel here. I would not Dorfiev. I would rather you take Jason Robertson. I would rather you take JT Miller than take Victor Hedman, because what'll happen is you'll be able to get, like, not that Hedman's bad, but, like, I still think there's a tier. I think it's like Makar in tier, Then you've got like your Quinn Hughes, your Werenski, your Bouchard, your Dahlin. And then it's a start of another tier with Hedman. But you did a good job. You got Boldy. Again, should have a monster year. Matty Tkachuk round 5, I think, is still a little early because you can get a Wyatt Johnson, because you can get a Cole Caulfield. Like that's a 40-goal scorer. This is probably a 40-goal scorer. Larkin's there. You're still looking at guys like Barkov, Bedard, Pettersson. Like wait 1, maybe 2 rounds. Because then you're like, what happens is like you're getting him at such an elite value at that point that you're not like sacrificed. Like I'm probably not touching Matthew Tkachuk until like round 6. McAvoy's a good D3. You've got some good value late, like Jeek, Demidov, Kemper, and Saros is a great tandem. You've got Cutter Gauthier. Alexi Protas is interesting. Nuge, Drysdale's interesting, but again, not a lot of people are on like Philly's top power play, which when we find out who it is, whether it's Drysdale, whether it's Cam York, Travis Sanheim, we'll be a little bit more vocal about drafting these guys. And then Leo Carson's a great pick to finish you off. Really high upside there. Cyrus goes Makar into Point into Gensel, which is great. Jake Sanderson is a good second defenseman. Wyatt Johnson's great. Seth Jarvis is great. I think you're a little early on Perek. I think you're just a tad early on Perek. Like I'm still drafting Riley and Carlson before him. Matty Nyes is great. Flaherty, good. Stamkos is great value round 10. Mark Schmizer, G1's great. Landeskog, Rinzel. It's a great draft. Cyrus is a great draft. You are lacking ceiling. And I'm trying to see if there's an opportunity for you to grab that. No, you know what? I'm happy with that. These are safe picks early on, and we love those. Round 4 for Jake Sanderson does seem early. And I would probably elect going Matt Boldy. If I had to change something. Because then you can go Boldy into Wyatt and then probably take like McAvoy or like John Carlson here instead of Perek and then follow that up with like Timo Meier here. And I think you're in a better spot. Gene, we know what happened to Gene. Let's look at the latter half of your draft, though. Aho's a great pick at round 6. Montour, yeah, again, focus on a power play 1D first. Grab a Riley, grab a Carlson. Sorokin's a great value there. Heischer's great value there. Dunn's great value there. DeBrusque is solid. I love Tippett. Hannafin's great value. You did a really good job in the second half. Good job, Gene. What did I do? I went Matthews into Dahlin, which is a pretty ideal start for me, into JT Miller, which into Shesterkin. So I'm like covered at every position. And then I'm like, okay, let me get a D early. Let me go Seth Jones. Highest projected. Was looking at Caulfield. Still get insane value with Pettersson round 6, Timo Meier round 7, John Carlson, like all power play 1D, good value in these mid rounds where defense are going. You get Pettersson, Meier, and then Verhaeghe, Barzell, Troch. I'm very happy with this draft. I'm thrilled with this draft. And we have Igor, Stolarz, Wolas, our goalies. I'm over the moon. Mike goes Kaprizov, Helly, J-Rob, Crosby, Caulfield, Bedard, Kyrou. Batherson goes Buiam, Doughty. Like you punt defenseman, which is very interesting because you end up with 2 power play 1D somehow. Tuck, Strome, I don't like. Linus Olmark as your second defenseman, or as your second goalie because you got Helly. Don't ever draft Huberdeau. John Klingberg, Mr. Bischel. It's an interesting play on punting D. I think if there's one spot that you could have grabbed a D that was available is like in this range at round 7. Because you could still get like a good power play 1D here in like a John Carlson, in a Morgan Riley, in a Shane Gostisbehere. So it's like if you go forward until round 6, then you go DD, you're coming back to this turn with, look at how many defensemen go in this range. So you're getting like a Tavares, you're getting a Bennett, you're getting a Byfield. Does that make sense? Mikey, whoops. Pasta, Eichel, Morrissey. I feel like if Morrissey's the first D that's available here, I'm probably skipping it. I'm grabbing another forward. But you get Jesper Bratt. Like, I'd be okay if you just skip that altogether and you grab Dougie as your D1. And then you hammer D in this range. Because then you have Pasta, Eichel, like, let's say it's Keller or Thompson or Stutzel and then Bratt. Like, that's 4, like, possible 100-point players. You grab Dougie, and then you hammer some D in this range. It's a good draft. You punted goalies too. Carter, Rantanen, Nylander, Keller. Very 3 safe forwards. So you're in a good spot there. And then you go Fox, Sergachev as your D. That's fine. Ovi, Svech, Riley. You hammered out defensemen really good in this mid round because you realized that like you couldn't get an elite one. So you got Fox and Sergachev. You're grabbing like good peripheral guys in here. And then Kadri, Horvat is great late round value. Helaine, Kane, Toffoli. That's a good draft. Each team goes Brady into Connor, into Timmy, into Harley. That's a good 4 to start with. You probably don't need to grab Harley that early. You'll get him later in regular drafts. So go Jesper Bratt, go Sidney Crosby, go Matt Boldy here. Larkin, you probably take a defenseman here. Like if you grab, like I said, like a McAvoy or somebody in that range, you're good. Philip Gustafson is your good defenseman. Yeah, it's a good draft. You made up for D here. And then Jack Hughes, Quinn Hughes, Tage is a great start. Nietzsche's. Chikrin as your D1 is interesting, and you've only... that like your D's honestly not bad. But again, focus on like main power play 1 guys. Other than that, solid draft. Where did Marchenko go? Sorry, I'm just seeing your message. Ham, I didn't end up seeing where he went. Answer a couple questions, then I'll take off, guys. We have been live. We're 3 likes off. Please, somebody just like the stream. We're at 97 likes. Let's hit 100 likes. Appreciate all you guys. Let's see. Thanks for the review. Can't decide between Matthews and Makar for 5th overall in the Bangers Cats leagues with no PIMs. That's really tough. I don't use Chrome extensions, Soaring or Ostrich. You want to link that to me, actually, Ostrich? Just DM it to me in Discord. I'm curious what that looks like. On Brand Media loves Patrick Kane more than anything. Going to put up a point per game in late round grand larceny this year. He is really good on the power play. Can't decide between Matthews and Makar at 5th. I think Makar's safer. You just get such a big advantage with Makar. What am I? Dude, well, I'm not even live. That's the problem. I'm so confused. Definitely consider McAvoy. Okay. What else we look? Is Ziem going to have enough peripherals? I don't know, Tristan. But I do know he's going to be power play 1 in Minnesota. Coming from an ESPN categories league, how crucial is positioning D-man, C-man, left wing, etc. in the first 40 picks of Yahoo? It's not something... Maxwell... It's not something that I'm like super stagnant about, but it helps, right? Like, for example, it's like if you get to round, or if you get to pick like 7 or 8 and like Austin Matthews is there, you're not going to draft Austin Matthews because he's only center. But understand that like drafting defensemen early is important in the first 40 picks. Understand that you can get centers late, right? I guess we disagree on Hedman. I thought the stack with Cooch was worth it. Understand on Kachuk. Yeah, no, like, guys, like, Hedman is a really good defenseman. I just don't think he's... Like, I don't think he's in that tier. But I mean, like, 66 points and double-digit goals and 180 shots and 130... Like, you can't be mad about that, especially on the power play, right? But I think that's a circumstance where you're looking to stack too much. Let's get through the rest of these, then we'll head out. I'm so high on Bully, but was scared of missing out on a D2. You're not drafting 5D. Not in that draft, Tristan. In an actual like league, I'm probably drafting 5. D went so fast, I was drafting position 10. And unless you get Quinn in round 2, it feels like you miss all the studs. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, if you want, or Ostrich. Link it to me on Discord and I'll share it in the chat. Just because it won't let you post because you're not a mod. Mitchell took him then. There you go. 3 drafts, 100 likes, guys. Good job. Round 8's a great steal. Would also like a Chrome extension. Fantasy Hockey Edge. I've never heard of this. This is good comps. Let me link it in the chat for you guys. This is the Chrome extension. Again, I haven't looked or used this, so take that with a grain of salt, but that's from our friend Mr. Ostrich. So thank you for that. Soaring Ostrich. W's in the chat if it's any good. Appreciate the mocks. Yeah, Tristan, it was just a circumstance of like I wanted the Toronto tandem at the end, and it's like, you know, DR available and so on and so forth. It looks like it does link directly to Daily Faceoff. Okay, cool. No, that's good comps. All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for me. I'm gassed. I haven't eaten. Thank you so much. Appreciate all of you. I'm happy to see 100 likes. This will be a heck of a thing to watch and review because I do try and go back and study. But if you are watching this on YouTube, leave a like on the video. Appreciate you guys for being here. What do we got coming for content tomorrow? Let me look. What's on the agenda for tomorrow? What's on the agenda real quick? Tomorrow we have... What went out today? Did my video go out today? I think I dropped my video today accidentally. Yeah, okay, so Hidden Gems went out today. We've got must draft wingers, high risk, high reward, must draft D, must draft goalie in the pipeline coming this week. So be sure to stay tuned for that. Hit that subscribe button. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you guys. Appreciate all of you for being here.